That's a feminine spirit. That's a feminine spirit.
Yeah, it's a feminine spirit, bro.
That's a feminine spirit, bro.
He's saying that doesn't actually prove that. What I'm saying is that you don't have you don't have an actual ancient, accurate text the way the Torah is expounding on pinpoint accurately how these things.
Yeah. So by what metric
created.
is the Bible accurate?
Bro, shut the fuck up, bro. What's wrong with you?
Prince, by what? Hold on, dude. I'm just thinking at mock fuck right now.
Yeah, but something is wrong.
I understand the point you're trying to make. I understand the point you're trying to make.
What's wrong with you, bro?
Come on, gentlemen. Decorum. We are streaming live on YouTube, everyone. Please go give us a subscribe. YouTube.com/@Titans Debate League. You can go ahead and rewind this clip after you get off of here if you like anything you said. Back to you, gentlemen.
Right. So what I'm saying is that you don't have, because you're saying that what's the proof? You don't have an actual ancient, accurate text that says it better than the Torah, how everything was created. When you go to Greek mythology, you get a horror story. When you go to Egyptology, you get a horror story. All of these things.
When you go to Christian mythology, you get a horror story.
No, you don't. No, you don't. So anyway,
yes, you do.
No. Hold on.
We don't observe Christianity, bro.
This brother, what is so horrifying about how Genesis is saying that how everything is created? Expound on that.
I think it was pretty goddamn horrifying when God ordered the slaughter of an entire village.
You dumbass.
Yo, bro, your nation right now. Your nation.
Here you go, Prince, with the name calling.
This is all ancillary and not related to
Hold on. He didn't even answer my question, right? My question was, what is so horrifying about how the heavens and the earth was created in the book of Genesis? I said, expound on that.
You're dodging, bro.
Not that particular instance. I'm talking about the horrible instances of.
You can't give me another. You can't give me another elaboration of what I just asked you.
Slavery. You're asking about a specific.
What the hell are you talking about? I said,
did you read the Bible?
Listen to me, boy.
God. Bro didn't even read the Bible.
Listen to me. I don't think you understood the question, right? This is the question, right? Mm-hmm. The question is this. What is so horrifying about the book of Genesis? Expound on it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I can tell you what's horrifying about the book of Genesis. So Moses got really drunk one time, right?
Oh, that's not Genesis. That's Exodus.
My bad, not Moses. Noah got really drunk one time. And he was naked, and his sons didn't do anything about it. And he woke up, and he found out that he cursed his sons.
He don't got no understanding. I'm asking
hold on. Y'all are mad at us for not hearing.
Hold on. This is what I'm asking. You don't have no understanding.
Right. We got to hear Jazz out.
The understanding of the question is
we got to hear it, Jazz.
I'm asking him what is so horrifying.
He's answering your question.
He don't answer.
Prince, bro, you personify.
Listen, Alex, shut up. Nobody not talking to you. It's not your question. My question is this.
Because you pivoted.
What is so horrifying, right? I'm going to say it again. What is so horrifying about the Genesis creation story? Not Noah, the creation story.
This is just a pivot, though.
You said it, Genesis.
It's like a non-issue.
So I gave you horror stories about Genesis.
Expound on that. You said it's so horrifying.
You want us to hold on?
I'm telling you that
Alex, nobody is talking to you.
Bro, you are a grown man.
Alex, I'm asking you to stop talking, Alex.
Listen, bro.
Alex, just let him speak because you're not going to get over on this guy. Okay. I'm telling you about the horror stories that do exist in the Bible, and you're not acknowledging that.
Brother, what is bomba clock you talking about? Listen to me.
Bro, can I hold on? This is the host. My name is A1 if y'all don't know. Let's get some decorum. 2, I'll answer your question, Prince, since you're acting like nobody can. The fall of man, that's in Genesis. Cain and Abel's murder, the flood. The list, that's just the start.
So what would be?
Hold on. That's not even answering the question, host. The question is, he said, it's something horrifying about the creation Genesis story. I said, what is
the creation story? You were saying name something bad in Genesis. Name something horrible.
I never said name something bad in Genesis. I said, what is so? No, that's not what I said. I said, what is so horrifying about the creation story of how God created everything?
Okay. I didn't. You asked about Genesis first, and I told you horror stories about Genesis.
You know what?
You are not acknowledging them. You're not acknowledging them.
Did he leave?
Next issue. I think we should refocus on the host's discussion topic in the box in the upper left corner. I think we kind of lost the context a little bit.
Some people are the people who are really emotional really just need to come debate on the clock.
Right.
They don't need to be in an open setting where people can cut them off because they act too irrational. They don't have any emotional regulation. There's no reason to be screaming at anyone. Use your phone. You're the one who has to wipe that spit off your phone.
To all the science.
Yeah, you gotta wipe that spit off your phone. Nobody else, bro.
He asked me to explain science to him over and over and over and over again, and I did it, and he just kept saying "nuh-uh."
That's just typical.
Y'all need to pop some Molly and get high.
What are your
watch your language before you get me flagged, bro.
What are your drugs and be happy?
Get John out of here. He's gonna say some more crazy stuff.
Methamphetamine.
He's gonna say some more crazy stuff. Get him
Molly and Xanny
Oh,
bars.
sorry, I got the wrong guy out of here. I removed Alex, and it
Alex,
was the wrong
you can
guy.
come back. Get this guy.
Alex,
Goodbye,
come
John.
on back
Have a
up,
nice
Alex.
day.
My apologies.
He's gone.
I apologize.
Hey, what's up, Humble? What's up, Humble?
Oh, hey, man.
What up? What's up, bro?
Come on.
I want to hear from you, man.
Okay, yeah, he's back. We're about to block this.
Hear from me. What's up? I'm here with it. Hey.
What you think about the prompt?
The prompt Titans debate is the belief in God rational is. Oh yeah, I talked about this. In this sense, now I would have to say personally, and I don't even deal with it, but in this sense, I would say atheism is way more logical than the belief in God.
Do we have any opponents in the panel right now?
You have people that oppose that. Yeah.
I mean, I can play devil's advocate. I'm interested to know why you think atheism is more logical than belief in God.
Because we can describe all of physicality through this process called science. The only wall they ran into is the non-physicality, right? But even then, we have practices on this planet that still don't need God for us to experience the non-physicality of what we call life. So we can exist, the mere fact that we can exist within this thing that we call life and not even acknowledge a God tells us that God didn't create all of this.
And I'm gonna say one more thing real quick. So if I ask you what created the universe, you say God. I said, what created God? You say God just exists. He was always there. I say, if God can just exist, then why can the universe not just exist?
Hold on, real quick, Jazz.
How is that? That's unrelated to what Humble said.
No, that's I'm not
calling on Saints. Did I accidentally remove you, or were you the guy?
Yes,
straight?
sir. It's all good. Yeah. I got swept out with the rest of the.
My apologies, bro. I'm going through the comments right now, and I saw you.
Want to clean the house?
Oh my goodness!
My apologies.
Oh my goodness, bro. Get this dude out of here, bro. I hate all these kids, bro.
I don't even get, like, you just gonna get blocked. I don't even get why they gotta do that.
So Humble. So it sounds to me like you're approaching this from a materialist perspective, where you think, the scientific methodology through, an empirical lens studies and observes, things about the nature of reality. And from that, we can form some kind of, consensus about how things work. And that we don't need God to describe many of the things that we experience today. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so because of that, you believe it's more logical to hold the atheist position, which I just want to clarify is not in and of itself a worldview. It's a belief on one particular position. I do think that belief in God kind of entails a broader religious worldview. And so because of that, it's not like a one-to-one comparison, but I understand what you mean by that.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, on a basis of so for instance, if we're saying atheism, then we know that atheists will be taking a scientific foundation to this approach. And
I just know that scholastically, it is more proven that we know more about the physical things that make up this reality than we do know about God.
I mean, it really is that simple.
It really is that simple.
Yeah, I mean, things like, emotions, mental states, stuff like that. We'll only get better at describing those things as neuroscience advances and we figure out how the brain really works. So stuff that seems, very abstract, conceptual things that exist in our mind. Right?
You know what? Maybe we should ask God about those things. Maybe God can explain those things to us that we don't understand.
Back during ancient times, we didn't understand anything, so everything was gods. And then we started figuring shit out, and we replaced those gods with actual empirical science and understanding of natural phenomena, such as the sun, planets.
According to technology itself, atheism is not scientifically proven.
Huh?
It don't deal with empirical nothing.
It's not scientific?
Because atheism is not a scientific framework. It's just a rejection of the belief that a God exists, right?
It's not even a theory of science.
I think it's predicated on some pretty substantial evidence. I see three places.
Feelings don't have nothing to do with this conversation.
What are you an agnostic atheist, Jazz?
Huh? No, I'm atheist.
You're a full on atheist?
I'm an atheist.
So do you believe you have good reasons to reject God existing?
Absolutely.
Not even a religious deity, like a deistic God.
Well, you see, that's where it gets difficult, because if you just say a deity created the universe, if you just say that, like a God created the universe, that's a non-falsifiable claim. If you say a God didn't create that's why I'm never going to go that route. I'm always going to argue against the existence of the religious God.
Yeah, because all you need to do is systematically dismantle every prior that they have, and then they can't make
that's
really
why I'm not going to
coherent arguments.
like the whole deistic evolution thing, because if some God of the gaps does exist right at t=0, right, the initial 0 seconds before the singularity, we have no way to prove or disprove that. So if you choose to believe in that God, there's really nothing that any of us can say. But when it's so much different when you're talking about the Christian God or Allah or
right. Well, it's also important to note that there is no distinct t=0. Like if you do a lot of research into Big Bang cosmology, you'll find out that singularity had to exist in something, right?
You're not talking about the NFL?
It isn't.
No. We're talking about so there's two schools of thought here. One school,
we're talking about the Titans.
There's many more schools of thought, really, and there's definitely a lot of nuance to it. But the two schools of thought are generally, you have a finite universe, which has existed for a finite period of time. It started at some point, however you want to conceptualize that. And then the other school of thought is that the universe has always existed. It always was. Neither of these things are 100% provable right now. We can
not 100%. That's correct. Not 100%.
Exactly.
I think there's some credence in the scientific side that shows that nothing is matter. Energy isn't created nor destroyed. I think would support the theist in that regard, using scientific law.
How would that support the theist?
Right.
One that I would say an adept one. I wouldn't say run of the mill. No, they probably just write it off, because I think we heard the guys earlier saying, "Oh, if it's science, I don't want anything to do with it." Blah blah blah. This is for the somewhat articulate theist, I would say, which I would agree with. That absolute creation doesn't exist. I would say relativity. From a relative standpoint, we can create a new car. But the materials to create said car, the raw materials, are pre-existed. The car had been here before it's in final form.
Right, it's just a manifestation
or another.
That's a really bad
configuration of matter. Yeah,
sure. So there's some intellectual application to create, but yet still then absolutely not on another. It depends on what level we're on. Then
so let me ask y'all a question. So I hear y'all speak about energy, right? So if you respectfully know your language, cool. If not, you don't even have to worry about the question. But I would ask you, right, if you was to go back to what you understand to be your language, right, of origins, your ancestors spoke, what would be their term for energy? What would be their word for energy?
It depends on how far back you go because we defined energy like, I don't know.
The ability to do work.
Once again,
that's what my ancestors would say.
You don't have the understanding of the language of your ancient ancestors. You do not have to address the question.
The ability to do work. That's what
the capacity to do work is the definition of energy.
That's not a fucking word, bro. That's a phrase.
It's a bunch of words.
I just told you the definition of energy.
Bro, you didn't tell me shit. I didn't ask you for your definition.
Damn. Why are you so hostile, man?
Because I didn't ask for that answer.
What?
You don't understand the question. Don't answer it.
All right, ask the question again then.
I'm not answering. I'm not asking nothing again. I asked it twice.
And it didn't make sense.
Well, then you shouldn't have answered it then, dummy.
Why does it matter what my ancestors have to say about energy?
Man,
I
don't
know
worry
what it
about
means.
it.
Who gives a fuck about what my great-grandfather thought energy meant?
Silly ass individuals can't address simple questions when it makes something out of nothing.
You asked a nonsensical question.
Who made something out of nothing?
Don't worry about it, Jazz. It went over your head.
General, now where you going with the general?
Yeah, I was going based off of what you stated, right?
Okay.
Because you spoke of energy, right? So I'm trying to understand, what does energy, what are you getting at when you speak of energy? Because the way I understand energy, we don't have a word or term for energy, right? Ours would be spirit, right? That would be our term for what you would consider to be energy. So that's why I asked the question the way I formed it, right? What would be the word that will you
don't know what energy is then?
Let's hear General out. Let's hear him out. Go ahead, brother. If you done, General, I'm gonna build on what you're saying.
I know but it's ignorance around us that we're dealing with. So you got to look past that.
I'm the ignorant one.
You still responded. You definitely the ignorant one. Yep. Every time you respond, you show just how ignorant you are.
Okay, so can I ask you a question, General? Why does it matter which one of my ancestors had like a specific belief about energy? Like, how does this pertain to the broader conversation?
Everything to do with belief. It has everything to do with a simple word. That way I can understand where you come from when you say energy.
Now, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna add a tidbit to General.
Definition of energy. And
again,
for some reason you're not accepting
definition of energy.
Why don't you want the definition of energy?
Because I didn't ask for it. That's why.
You're asking what my ancestors
I didn't ask for it. I'm not asking for what I didn't. I don't want to hear what I didn't ask for. Simple.
You're asking for what my ancestors.
You heard what I asked for, right?
No, you're asking for what my ancestors define energy as, which does not matter. Energy is.
Then I don't want to hear your definition. Then,
General, you haven't
explained. You don't want to hear the correct definition.
End of discussion for you.
You don't want to hear the correct
end of discussion for you.
You haven't explained.
You don't want
why
to
General, can I paint an example, General, using bridging spirit and energy?
No, I don't want to know about the bridge. I want just the word. That's it. Just the word.
Yeah, you said spirit. You said it's spirit.
I said I would like to know the name or the word, right, of your ancient ancestors' language for energy. I said specifically, we don't have a word for energy. We have the ruach that deals with spirit. Right? That's what you would refer to as energy. So I'm asking
energy is the capacity to do work.
The word
let's hear
that your ancestors used for energy.
Everything you're saying is completely baseless. You're providing no evidence.
Man, will you shut the fuck up?
Let's hear General out
real quick.
Let's hear him out.
Let me pass it around. Let me pass it around.
I'm talking, bro. I'm
so
gonna disrespect you.
And so I want to go with that spirit. I want to go with the ruach.
It's not to be passed around, though. Like these individuals should be.
Yeah, you're saying they can't answer. So what? Let's pass it around. Brittany, did you have an answer for General's question?
I got a brief answer, real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's bring a few sentences, if you don't mind.
Brittany. We'll come right back to you.
Just a hot second. Now we know from the science. I'm a theist too, by the way, General. That ruach would be considering an animating force via the spirit. I subscribe to that as well. I'm a child of the spirit, bro, and the soul at the end of the day. Not science and just with dead in knowledge-based terms like energy and I get trapped into units of measure. I'm with you on that. Now, at the same time, though, we do live in some of the material on the planet exists from an inorganic standpoint that deals with things that may not have a spirit in the classical sense when we get into energy. I'll just leave. I'm being very brief. Now, where we bridge the two is that I have to present to you the television. has the equivalent of a spirit in it in the form of electricity, which is somewhat intangible as well, likened to the spirit. We don't really know what energy is. Like most people don't even know what the spirit is, particularly if you're. So we just know we could control it, right?
Oh my God.
But we don't know what it is, right? But anyway, I won't go too far. I want to keep it pretty short.
Electricity is.
And so we know it has units of measure. There's voltage, and back to we can describe it, right? We can describe it. So at any rate, we can describe spirit for those who are tuned with the spirit as well in like manner. At any rate, the TV has an animating force in it. In a sense, it's alive, but we're seeing this come to fruition, particularly with the onset of AI. Right? It's taking us going to a whole nother level, a whole nother level. But at any rate, when you clip the cord, we kill the TV because we cut off the animating force of its quote spirit / energy, like
you
it's
could just
human.
unplug the TV, you know.
And the TV is considered a dead body. It's like you got a dead body with no spirit in it, right?
I don't want.
And sort of wrap this up. A TV sits there, a shell of a human dead body is a shell, right? And so we can mirror off that and bounce off different, talking points off of whatever. But we're still trying to figure out what electricity actually is, and we're still trying to figure out also.
Oh, we're not.
What is spirit?
If we were trying to figure out what electricity is, we wouldn't be talking to each other over this phone right now.
Yeah,
just controlling
physics.
The device controls it. That's all. Yeah, just control it.
Yeah, but okay. Let me ask you a question. And this is for Zid in general to answer succinctly. Does a spirit have a will or volition?
Who's this for?
This is for you.
For me, the spirit is likened to electricity. It's just controlled. It's an animating force in itself. Is it alive in itself? Is electricity alive
force?
In itself?
Can you tell me what that means?
No.
Hold on. Let him finish. Let him finish.
I don't know if anybody heard that. I heard just people jump in it. But did you hear what I just? Anybody hear what I just said?
You believe that it's not living per se, but that it's an animating force. Is that right?
It's an animating force.
Okay, so it doesn't have will or volition. Am I correct in saying that?
Does the TV have what? Does the electricity have will and volition without the television?
I don't know.
Or the chainsaw or the AI robot or whatever.
So what you're okay? I just want to make sure we're not.
Because remember, I'm bridging two different dynamics, right? And include the other if you're going to include the other.
I know, but what you're doing is you're adding metaphysics on top of something that we can explain physically, which we have fantastic explanations.
Right.
It's very odd. So what I'm asking you is if you think that the spirit or the electricity has a will.
But I answered that 3 times.
So you don't believe it has agency.
And so we know that we need a vessel to control it, to give it
hold on.
purpose,
so you don't believe
if
it has
you will.
agency, right?
A TV doesn't truly have purpose if you can't turn it on. A person can't be alive truly if it's not aware and alive through the animating force of spirit. Makes sense.
My guy, all you're doing is monologuing.
So based on
take your time. We got all that. Take it apart. This is interesting. Go ahead.
Based on your assessment of energy, and subsequently a spirit, which is just another definition you've provided for energy.
Synonym in the sentiment, right?
Sure, exactly. It has no will or volition. So I'm going to ask General a question. General, do you believe that a spirit has will and agency? General?
I can answer that.
I have will and agency. I have will and agency. So then when you take myself out of the picture, right? And I look at the spiritual beings that was created, they had will and agency. How do I understand? Because
I'm just asking
to make a choice to be disobedient versus obedient. Thus you have this theory, as some might think of, right? As I consider it to be a fact, of these angels falling or being cast out for their disobedience, right? Thus we have
what is obedience? What does obedience have to do with
that's
this?
Taking place, that's at the firmament, which is so above, so below, right? Which is happening here on earth. So it's a thing that, how can you say the atheists will never grasp because they don't tap into the information that we tap into.
Okay. All right. Wait a minute. A lot of this is meta and unrelated to my question. I want you to answer my question, please.
I answered your question. You missed it.
You didn't. You didn't.
It's a yes or no question
first, and then I went.
My question. Yeah, it literally is a yes or no question. My question for you is: does a spirit?
I said yes.
Have will.
Man.
Okay.
And then I went into
detail.
So if right.
So if a spirit has will, I'd really like to kick this back to Zadik.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If a spirit has will, right, and you're trying to bridge these concepts over to general, right? You're trying to relate this to like some metaphysical spiritual world, right? You were discussing how electricity is a spirit.
Electricity is not a spirit.
Then y'all,
yeah,
I didn't say absolutely.
Then y'all have
electricity is secondary to energy. So that means that energy exists without electricity. Electricity does not exist without energy. Get your shit together, little man.
Real quick,
I want to hear from you. That's not a
I want to get some thoughts or comments from Brittany. How you doing today, Brittany?
Get Brittany.
And also, General said he removed his body. He said we're talking about. We didn't say removing his body, but he did it. I'm going to put that on. He did remove
Hold on,
his body.
Sadiq. I'm passing it to Brittany.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Brittany.
Can I talk?
Right.
Once I say about experience from God, and God is really a spiritual person, you got to believe in God, and God is your Lord and Savior. And my point of calling about God, I'm Christian, so I believe in all that. You dig what I'm saying? Y'all don't?
No.
No.
Amen, sister.
I have no idea.
Right. Amen, sis. You gotta give her an amen on that. Yeah, for sure.
Amen,
So General removed his body. I want to put that underline that. So there you go.
Sometimes you don't repeat stuff, man. You need to say that again and get a giggle and a cackle. Like I said it out of my mouth that I'm taking myself out of the equation. And I made my point very clear. But if we want to you know what I'm saying, have some fun, let's have some fun.
This entire conversation is happening because you guys won't accept the actual dictionary definition.
Ain't nobody worried about what you feel.
I've explained several times.
General, you don't understand what energy is. You have no conception of it.
I would like to continue talking about how energy is equivalent. I would like to talk about the matter energy equivalence
You don't even know what energy is. What is
General, you have no idea what energy is.
What is energy?
You?
Exactly.
About what it is to me. I'll ask you what it is. What is energy?
Energy is the capacity to do work. That is how it's defined.
No, energy.
And so if it's the capacity to do work, how does electricity, right, become secondary to it?
General, I'm gonna give you a really interesting proof that I think you'll be able to understand.
Nobody's talking to you.
Related to energy and the ability to do work.
Nobody's
When you're tired.
Nobody's talking to you.
When you're tired, do you have a lot of energy?
Nobody's talking to you.
I'm talking.
I didn't ask you anything.
I'm somebody and I'm
The
talking
person
to.
that I was
There's
talking
premise
to is
one,
not
there's
talking
premise
right
two,
now,
there's conclusion.
right?
I'm a person, I'm talking.
Who are you talking to, General?
Let's find out.
I'm talking to you. So
I'm not talking to you.
when somebody
then you can
when
respond.
somebody is
Right?
tired,
Alex.
Nobody asks you for your opinion.
Right.
General,
I'm giving you my opinion. It doesn't matter what anyone says.
Alex, hold on for a second, Alex.
It's not an
Hold
opinion.
on, General, that's what he does.
Make sure you double tap that live, man. Share the video because they working me hard today. They working me hard today, y'all. Share the video, please. Send some
Is it because you're
working
afraid
me
you
hard
can't
over
answer the
here. They
question?
acting like kids. They insult each other.
Is it because you're afraid you can't answer the question?
Alex don't got no wisdom. That's the problem. He ain't
Yeah,
got no wisdom.
I'm about to give you some wisdom if you
You're not
listen.
about to
No, you don't got no wisdom.
I'm about to hey, listen, a wise man, listens to
One mic,
other
gentlemen.
men.
One mic.
Okay, guys.
Why are we
One mic,
doing
guys.
this? As
Keep your
adults?
mouth shut, Alex.
Alex don't got no wisdom.
Hey, listen, don't tell me.
Alabama nigger and I want to be free. I'm an Alabama
General,
nigger.
it's an open panel. If what's the name can answer, Alex can feel free to answer for him.
Yeah,
That's
thank
how
you.
the
I
open
appreciate it.
panel
Alex got an idol as his profile picture.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So my question to you is, if energy is the ability.
Answer a question, fam.
Hold on, I'm being interrupted.
Go ahead, Alex.
Let's let General get his question out again because
Okay, go
I
ahead,
don't know
General.
if I can't even remember what it was after all the confusion and everybody talking over each other for about 2 minutes straight.
I didn't say one
You
word.
pose your question again, General.
Can I ask a question after Alex?
What is energy?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. What is energy? Now, Alex, do you have an answer for that question?
Yeah, energy is the ability to do work. It's very simple, right? So what I was gonna say to you, General, is that when somebody's tired, like when you're very tired, you would say colloquially that person doesn't have a lot of energy,
Or has
and it's because or has little energy, and it's because that individual has some capacity to do work. The molecules, the chemicals, the atoms in their body are moving, and they can affect their will in the material world. They can walk around, they can move, they can pick things up with their muscles. That is the ability to do work. So when someone's tired, they don't have a lot of energy. It's because they don't have as great an ability to do work as they would if they were well rested. So the idea that energy is the ability to do work is universal, not just in human beings, but in chemicals and atoms and every aspect of reality.
More proof that there's a creator. Thank you, Alex.
What?
That's not proof that there's a creator.
How does that follow that?
No, Jazz, listen.
Watch this. So when one dies, right?
Okay.
When one stops breathing, right? One no longer has life in that shell that they call flesh, right? Energy no longer exists for that individual. Right? Because there's nothing working in that individual. So energy dies.
I mean, not necessarily. I mean,
now we got to get not necessarily.
Let's get that out of the way. Energy does not cease to exist. When you die, your energy is absorbed by the earth or whatever is going to eat you. In your decay.
Nah, according to the book of Ecclesiastes, it goes back to the creator.
Facts.
According to
I'm talking about the Ruach. They ain't talking about the Ruach.
So that must be true.
And
it works like that.
The question from the
if you
beginning,
want to
understanding if they saying that the spirit or the Ruach is the same as energy, it's not the same according to their understanding and logic. That's why I'm not adding.
You could,
I'm debating.
Well, it's not the same. The TV cord, the electricity go back to its source as well.
What they don't understand is that
back up to the transformer, right?
There's energy. What they don't understand is that the Ruach possesses energy also. So that energy goes back to the creator.
Facts.
You guys are your
electricity does that as well.
Yeah, there's no. They're compounding stuff on top of this. They don't understand.
Right, go right back in that wall, right up the line.
You cannot keep saying that energy comes from the creator or the creator does this. I'm asking for evidence.
He's the reason why you're talking right now, Jazz.
It's just an echo. It's an echo chamber. They're all saying the same thing, but they have no evidence.
Jazz.
Oh, okay. I can say evolutionary biology is the reason.
I agree with
Alex.
Jazz. I agree with Alex.
Yeah, when somebody dies, right? The faculties, the neurons in their brain are dead. They no longer have the ability to deploy a conscious experience because the mechanisms of their brain are dying out. However, the ability for the atoms in their mind, the ability for their brain rather, the ability for atoms to do work in the rest of their body, like for example, decomposing or breaking down the human body post-mortem, that's still energy, man. There's still work being done in the. Hold on, I'm not done, Prince. Hold up.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not done. All I was going to say is, so when the human body is breaking down, there's still energy in that system. That energy just goes back into the universe. That's it.
So remember
the
logical process of
so now once the dust goes back to the ground, right? Now mind you, the dust is in a casket in the dirt. Right? No, it's going back to the ground in the dirt. Now, if you understand factual things, right? There's nothing that grows where a dead body is, right? Only thing that will grow where a dead body is if an actual seed decides to, just so happen to just fall right there.
There's many things that grow in a dead body.
It starts to germinate and grow. But
going back to the point that you said that everything
the dead body does not germinate or
let's hear General out
and have life, right? That keeps the earth moving and rocking and rolling. Dust does not do that.
Going back to the point
where you're not talking about dust.
Alex.
Molecules.
Going back to the point where you said
General.
Okay, hold on, Prince.
Get your shit together, Alex.
General. I'm not talking about dust though.
Yeah,
I'm talking about. I'm about to.
Get your shit together.
Going back to the point,
I'm not talking about dust. I'm talking about the human body, right? The human body isn't.
It's crazy, bro.
Just get your shit together.
I'm about to. The human body isn't made of dust, right? So when
it's made of dust, absolutely it is. Say, motherfucker, like
it's not made of dust.
Okay, so remember the part when you said
this dumbass person say.
Can I respond to General?
I just wanted
to say guys. One mic.
Yeah, I'd like to respond to General.
I got cut off. Hold on. I got cut off a few times. I want to say this to Alex, right? So back to the point when you said that everything perishes, right? What you just described in a science, right? What you just described in a scientific.
I didn't say that.
Oh, yes, you did. A few seconds ago, you was talking about how the body was, when it dies and it perishes and stuff like that, right?
I didn't say it perishes. What did I say?
Yes, you did. Yes,
no,
you did.
Didn't.
Yes, you did. I heard that. Yes, you
What
did
did I say?
Yeah, you did.
Well, then you're having auditory hallucinations.
No, dude, I
did not say that. I said that the the body's ability to do work that's in every single
No,
atom
I'm
of the
not
human
talking
body.
about what you just said just now. I'm talking about before all of, like a few minutes ago. You said something about perish and how the body.
I never even used that
everything's-
word.
Right.
That's how I know I didn't
So
say it.
boom. What I'm saying is that what you just
Boom, what?
explained there in a scientific point of view from your standpoint, all of that is in the book of Ecclesiastes.
First of all, which thing? And second of all, I want to correct you because I did not even use
Yes,
the word
you
perish.
did. Yes, you did.
Okay,
I
there's
didn't.
no agreement. It seems though. So let's move on.
Just move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
So what do you think I meant by perish there? Since I didn't
It
use that
doesn't matter.
word.
It doesn't matter what you meant by perish.
It doesn't matter. You're basing your response off of what I said.
It doesn't matter
Of
what
course
you
it
meant by
matters.
perish. How you explained it is all in Ecclesiastes.
Huh?
All of that is in the book of Ecclesiastes. What you just explained.
Which thing that I explained?
When you said when the body perishes, right? And basically,
Never
it's
said
not-
that.
Yes, you did.
So we
Yes,
just want to
you
go in
did.
circles?
Yes,
I
you
don't
did.
understand.
You don't want to say that you said. Hold on.
Can you summarize
So what I-
He
so what I
doesn't want to
said-
say that. Hold on.
Prince.
He doesn't want to say that he
What I
said that
said
because
is-
he don't want
is
to.
that
he may not admit it.
Of the Bible.
What I said is that when the human body is dying, that energy that the body was using to do work for movement or for any number of the cellular processes that occur in your body at any given point in time, they do not perish, they do not disappear, they continue. Your body breaks itself down post-mortem. That requires work. There's an increase in the number of bacteria in your
All
gut
right, so
biome
okay,
that
continue in
replicates
what
out
way?
of control and takes advantage of the resources of your body because
Right.
you're no longer conscious.
Right, but
No-
I'm saying
so the
from-
energy
I'm
does
saying-
not perish.
Right,
I
so
want to make that very
exactly.
clear.
I'm saying from a biblical perspective, right? That when you say it continues, right? See, when you go to the book of Ecclesiastes,
When I said what
it
continues?
doesn't-
Stop using the
Hold on.
Bible as evidence.
Hold on, stop. Listen, hold on.
Let
When you
him
go-
finish. Go.
Yeah. So
Prince.
okay.
Go ahead, Prince.
Like, bro,
You said, what's it?
Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
go
what
ahead.
I'm saying. So what I'm saying is this, right? According to the book of Ecclesiastes, somebody got they mic. They got mute their mic. They interrupting. Right. So according to the book of Ecclesiastes, right, it says that that everything perishes like the flesh, right, and that energy goes back. That soul goes back to the one whom gave it. So what I'm saying is that according to how he just broke it down,
you a question?
You just gave Ecclesiastes in a scientific way to the whole panel because that's what it states in Ecclesiastes.
Can I ask you a question?
Who said that?
Me.
Jazz.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Why do I give a damn about what your book of fake stories say?
I'm not talking to you, Jazz. I'm talking to Alex.
Why does anybody give a damn? It doesn't matter. What you said to
But
him
the
is
question
invalid.
wasn't for you.
You used invalid evidence.
No, I did
Invalid
not.
evidence. The Bible
I did
is not
not.
valid evidence.
No,
It
I
is
did
not
not.
valid evidence.
He
It is not.
explained it the same. He explained it the same way how it's written in the book of Ecclesiastes.
Absolutely not. You brought
Yes,
in
he
some-
did.
Nope.
You don't want it to fit
He
your
didn't-
criteria. Your
he didn't say
criteria
a thing
because
about
you
soul.
simply don't believe in the God, and I understand that, and that's fine.
And you don't understand that the Bible is not valid.
No, you don't understand that the Bible is
It's not
true and that
valid.
listen, brother. You're
Because it is not independently corroborated by outside sources.
No, that's
It
for
is.
you.
You don't
That's
have
for
to have
you.
outside sources, but
You
at the
do.
end of the day,
You
we
do.
definitely got outside
because there
nations,
are
right,
events that take place
identified
in the Bible
that they
that are
actually
actually
I'm not
false.
gonna listen
There
to a
is
man
evidence.
You ain't
that's
gonna
trying
listen
to
to
tell
no
me.
reasonable
ignorant
doubt.
shit that's coming from an atheist that don't have no foundation of shit that is stand on. Right?
You don't have
We're
a
talking about
foundation of
evidence. When
basic
we talking
scientific
about
knowledge.
nations like Canaanites, we talking about nations like Babylonians, right? That have different names and titles today in modern times. These individuals dealt with our ancestors. Now you're talking that slick shit like you don't have no clue, because you don't have a clue, because your ass stuck in limbo. Right?
What are you talking
Get your
about,
ass out of
bro?
limbo, and your ass can understand how actual real time
Get your
modern
ass
day
out
people.
of the
Nah,
church
that's
and maybe
ancient
you'll
people,
understand
dummy.
General,
One mic.
And those
One mic. Let's get
same
general
ancient
out.
people
Hold on.
have
General,
generations that's
hold on,
living
listen.
today, dummy.
Let's get a general.
General, he is where he's at, where the Most I put him. He belongs there.
That's why I call him a dummy. Because dummies make
You guys are
dumbass
both-
statements.
You guys are both so intellectually stunted, you won't even accept
Hey, man,
the scientific
man,
definition of
The,
energy.
the one that's
I'm
intellectually
explaining science
stunt
to you, and
and
you are so
stagnant
incredulous
is the motherfucker that can't
you
understand
end up
real
believing
history
that
in
your
real time.
incredulity is
Right?
somehow
That's
more
what's wrong with you.
authoritative than
You want
that don't know
listen,
where
you
they
want
come
everybody.
from. Now watch. This is why this is the same motherfucker.
All right, everybody,
and
go
jealousy.
ahead and mute up, man. Since
Understanding
y'all
about
can't
ancient
show some
language.
respect for each other, everybody just stop talking here for a second. Let's just take a break. We are streaming on YouTube. If you aren't subscribed over there, please go subscribe to my YouTube at Titans Debate League on all platforms. Back to you, gentlemen.
That's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that
it's the
you
same
signed-
individual, fam,
right?
that said
I wanted to
this
say that
ancient
you-
language don't mean
Well,
nothing.
one mic.
Hold on.
This
Hold
is the
on.
problem with these heathens, right? They don't have
Okay, go
nothing
ahead.
to stand on, but they want to try and knock down our factual information because they don't have no history, like
zero
real
facts.
history. And if you go back into their real history, it's trash and wicked
has
as
zero
all
facts.
outdoors. You talking about uncivilized? Hey, Jazz, why don't you tell us about your ancient people? Watch this.
Do you know where my people are from?
I asked you, tell us about them.
Mi padre y su familia son del país de Uruguay, cerca de Argentina. Pendejo.
Oh, you a Spaniard?
You're away.
Oh, you one of them? You one of them? Them take it from the women.
You're not
huh?
even an Israelite.
That's what
You're not
you
even
are,
an
huh?
Israelite.
You one of them take it from the women. Huh?
And you're gonna immediately.
That's what you are, huh?
You're gonna immediately
You spread
get
your
bigoted.
seed around, taking it from different nations of
I
people.
tell you, I'm
huh?
Latino. You
That's
immediately
what you
get
do,
bigoted.
huh? I
Double
told you,
tap the
you
screen,
ask these
please share the
individuals about
live.
their heritage and about their history, you'll see how uncivilized and wicked they are. That's why
Yeah,
the
'cause-
clowns start speaking in that nasty
Right,
ass
'cause
language.
all Latinos. Listen,
Let's get back on point, guys.
You know about
Let's
your
get back on
kind.
point.
Christians of the
And
past.
real
Let's
Spaniard.
get back on
listen,
point.
I wanted to add that
You
because
get into your forefather, Hernandez,
hold
the
on. I wanted to
Cortezes.
add that. Hold
Let's
on,
get back
General,
on
right?
point.
Let me
Back
add
on
that.
Jazz.
I wanted to say that all Latinos are not Israelites. I just wanted to say that.
Fucking play with me.
Yeah, so I think we can agree that to some extent, when the source of the animating energy, when it's cut off, or for some reason or another, whether a person dies or have some kind of a dysfunction that results in quote death.
General is disrespectful. They talk about you in the comments, General.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I am that.
I think that the energy goes back. Yeah,
You can understand that. It's us or nothing.
Yeah, I want to
It's
finish
us
that
or
last point. When the refrigerator quote dies or discontinue working for a malfunction as well, the energy actually goes back into that wall, goes back up those electrical lines, goes down the street, go back up into that transfer, and it goes on back to its quote electrical source. Okay, I want to put that on the record.
It goes back to the Most High God.
Yeah,
Pretty in a like manner. Now, no absolutes. Now, it is a different point of perspective, but notice the modality is the same. Is what I'm saying.
What's propping? Right? What's the foundation
Which is
to the
pretty
electricity?
interesting. Very interesting.
What's the foundation to the electricity? Because you just can't walk up to a tree and now it's just electric, right? You can't
What do
walk
you
up
mean
to
the
a pole
foundation of
or a
electricity?
rock and now all of a sudden the electricity is found there. Like you can walk up to
Electrical energy
a body of water and you know that that's water. So what's the foundation for the electricity to get cracking?
Primary energy, primary sources of energy.
No, Jazz. It comes from the Most High God, bro.
What are you? I can tell you where electrical energy comes from. We have
Okay, something is all right. You're gonna say, listen. You're gonna say, hold on. You're gonna say something behind it. It's not the creator of the universe. You're gonna try to put this scientific perspective in the air, but the Father is the one that created that energy.
I'm gonna give you the accurate scientific explanation of the phenomena you're asking
Somebody
for,
don't
and you're
care
gonna
about that
reject it.
bomba clot.
Yeah, and you're gonna act,
A1 for having the most.
you're gonna act the fool because you don't understand science.
No, nobody don't care about your
TikTok.
science. Your science is whack.
Obviously, you don't care about science because
It's
your
right.
science is
Show
illiterate.
people science.
Make
It's
sure we
not
share the live,
African
guys.
science. It's not the Asian science, right?
Excuse
It's not-
me, science
it's not,
is science.
It's not the Indian science.
What are you
right?
talking about?
Listen,
What do you mean
let me
science
tell,
is science?
let me tell
It's
you.
not
Listen,
science. It's
let me
not
tell you how
science.
new, right? Let me tell you how new your
Listen,
science.
I'll tell you about these lying ass heathens, man.
Your science is so new. Was your science here
science?
6,000 years ago?
Say what?
Was your science here 6,000 years ago?
Exactly.
The laws of the
it
universe
wasn't.
existed 6,000 years ago. Everything that we know about the universe
Listen
was
to me.
true.
That's not the question. I said, was your science the science that they developed today, right? Was that science here 6,000 years ago?
Nope.
The scientific field probably
That's
not.
new
no.
science, and that's bullshit science.
Just because it's new doesn't mean it's bullshit. I think
Yes, it is.
because
You
it's
think somebody-
old.
Listen, wait a minute. I gotta listen to
All
the
right,
guy
guys,
that-
we gotta-
hold on. Watch
let's-
this. Listen,
let's
right?
reel this back
Listen,
in.
Imagine this, right? You have to listen to the people that
Nah, we
oppress the
good,
Native
see?
Americans. Say, look,
You
they
know why you
oppress the
talking about
Native-
real
hold
something
on.
back in? He really not shit in.
Listen, we have to
So we
listen
don't
to
go
the
into
people.
too many ad homs.
Listen,
No, it
Zidane,
ain't.
right?
It's all
Hold on,
good. It's
Zidane,
straight.
look.
It's not all good. It's not all good.
Let me get my
You ain't
thing.
One mic, gentlemen. One mic.
Let me
One
get my
mic,
thing
People
guys.
across.
talking. I do not know why.
Yeah, let me get my thing across, right? I look at it like this. I'm listening. I gotta sit here and listen to a people that oppressed my people, oppressed the Native Americans, took them out their land, gave them different gods, right? And now I gotta listen to you people tell me that how the universe was created.
You know,
So
there
now
are plenty of black scientists, right?
So hold on.
A lot of them.
So now you people are trying to make yourself the gods of the earth.
Nope, nobody's trying to make themselves the
Yes,
god.
you is, man. You want people to believe that bullcrap. That's bullcrap,
It's
bro.
not bullcrap.
So
it's
let
science,
me
and you have
ask you something actually though.
I feel
So,
like you
so
speaking.
you're saying that the people who believe in science and the scientific method and anything that coexists with that, right? You're saying that we're trying to be the new gods, but you're talking to people who don't believe in gods in the first place. So what sense
don't
does
matter.
that
You
make
got
to
people
be
on
a
here that
god
believe
if
in
a
God.
god doesn't exist in the first place? That doesn't
You
make
got
sense.
people on here that believe
You're
in
just
God. It's the
saying
same
stuff.
way.
That
It's the same way. At the end of the day, the science that you guys are promoting wasn't here 6,000 years ago.
Justify that statement.
Because they oh my gosh.
It wasn't here. Nobody
So
went by your-
if my
nobody-
position if my position is that the people who wrote about things that they could not comprehend thousands of years ago got it wrong, and this access to new information that is provable
You
through
say
many
new
different
information,
processes.
brother. This
Hang
is
on, bro.
foolish
You've been talking
information.
you've been talking all day, bro.
I just got
Do you
back on the
think-
panel. What are you talking about?
Relax. Yeah, back on the panel. Earlier, you've been talking all day.
Dog,
Relax,
because I
bro.
left.
Oh my God.
Let's hear him out.
Do you think people
Go
were
ahead,
just
King
going
Drew.
around?
Finish no love, Drew. Finish no love, Drew.
So, anyways, I get. Listen, like I said, I get what No Love is saying. What I'm saying is,
No, you don't, because I didn't even
Right?
finish what the hell I was saying.
Yeah, he didn't
What I'm
finish.
talking
Prince,
about, bro.
hold on, Prince. He didn't land his plane. Let him land his plane.
I'm gonna land
So
right
I
here
thought-
because
I
I
thought he was
did.
done. I thought he was
See,
done.
this is what I'm talking about, bro. Y'all didn't come up here to debate, right? Y'all didn't come up here to have an honest intellectual conversation. Y'all came up here to be right. So if
Let
you
my
are
man No Love talk.
actually, if you are indeed incorrect, you wouldn't be capable of acknowledging that because you have started with a conclusion. That is the opposite of what the scientific method is. So for you to continue to sit up here and just dismiss it as if it's bullshit shows, unfortunately, it just shows like your level of intellect, bro.
It's ignorant, right? I know, right? So my thing is, right? So if a creator didn't do what Genesis is talking about, right? Explain this again, right? So from my point of view, right? What put the food here on the earth in the beginning?
Bruh.
That's the whole point of what Jazz was trying to explain to you earlier, right?
He doesn't realize that that's a logical fallacy, like 8 different ways. But he keeps
I know,
asking that
but
question.
he's using the main.
What
He's using
put
the
the-
God of the
like,
gap. My
man,
bad.
Yeah, no,
Wait a
you're
minute,
right.
what is it? That's
Amongst
a logical
other,
fallacy, right? Listen. So, host, would you care to explain
it's
how
a
the
low
food
one.
got
It's a
here?
loaded question. It automatically assumes that there is a man. Look, it automatically
I'm
assumes
just
that
saying,
something
I'm saying, would
Bro,
you
it
care
makes
to-
several assumptions.
Right. I'm saying, would you care?
Let's hear him out, Prince. Let's hear
Hold
he's the
on.
host. Let's hear him out, Prince.
Oh, I thought he was done.
No, I am done. Go ahead, Prince.
I said, do you care to elaborate on how you think the food and everything got here? Because clearly
Yes.
something intelligent.
I would love
hold
to.
on, Jazz, I'm not talking to you. I'm not even done. Okay, so from my standpoint, this is how I look at it. Clearly, something intelligent knew to put food here because he knew that if he didn't put this he knew that if he didn't put these resources here, his creation will starve.
Bruh.
So who put the food here?
That's the point. Nobody put the food here. It came about through naturalistic processes.
That's crazy.
through which
Could I
we
add
not-
something to
See
this?
what I'm saying, bro? I can't even finish my plane.
You don't care if I add something to
That's
this?
bad.
Hold on one second. Let's let. I really want No Love Drew to be able to finish like his complete thought until.
All right,
he's
let me
done,
mute
and
up.
then pass it.
You know,
So,
I'm gonna
like,
say something for
this
5
is-
seconds. 5 seconds, real quick. I would really like a chunk of time to explain evolutionary biology from the Cambrian explosion. I would like a chunk of time to do that, please. All right, I'm
It's a
done.
waste of time.
I got you.
if they
We're gonna
don't
come back to
accept
you,
it.
Jazz, and stick around. I got you on that.
Let me
Go
know
ahead,
when
No
I
Love.
can get in.
So I'm about to put this from a different perspective, right? Because I don't know about any other non-believers, but I do recognize that a lot that grow up in America come from a belief system, right? So a lot of the stuff you're talking about ain't nothing new under the sun for a lot of people up there on this panel. So I'm coming from the perspective of I actually personally tried to prove a creator was true. That's actually how I became an atheist, right? But what you're not doing is every time you sit up here and say, oh, that's loaded, oh, that's bullshit, when we give you a scientific explanation for something, instead of actually looking into it, yeah, ain't nobody asked for a source the whole time I've been up here, bro. when you do that, you're being intellectually dishonest. You're not actually trying to learn anything. You think you have all the answers, but nobody has all the answers.
Hey, no love, Drew. Could I add to that?
That's all I want you to explain. Explain to me how the food got here.
Be tight. Let me know when I can get in there, fam. I want to talk.
Okay, I appreciate you, General, for being patient. Real quick, I do want to respond to Prince because it's a teleological argument to keep what he's making. And it's wrong on several different layers. But
Okay.
I'm not here to really dismantle people's claims. I'm trying to really just moderate, keep the flow going. Jazz wanted a nice little section of time, so let's see what General's talking about. We are going to come to Jazz and let him go over evolution here shortly. Go ahead, General.
All right. So again, I'm gonna go back to the science, right, that I was speaking on. All right. So every nation got their science, right? They have this thing that they call a universal science, right? And this thing that they call a universal science it stems from one specific space and place, from my understanding, right? I didn't hear, I don't read about the ancient Japanese talking about the same planets, solar system that the United States speak about. I never read about the ancient Indians having the same solar system and the same astrological sightings and readings and all these different things that the American people have, right? They got their own way of doing things. They got their own way of establishing things, right? It's not up to the American people to say, or the westernized thought process to say that, oh, these people over here in the South don't know shit. These people over here in the Far East, they science ain't shit if they ain't accepting our science. Now, if it's a universal thing, now everybody on the same page, like that's trash. That's trash. That's the whole purpose of why war and shit is taking place, because everybody trying to usurp everybody. Even when it come down to this knowledge and understanding of this simple science, right? That people flip. Like, I don't, that's why I took it straight to the language, because language is the basis of all understanding of things, right? If you don't have a language, you don't know shit. So if you don't understand what your ancestors was talking about and was teaching, what the hell are you really on? Did you confirm? Where did you confirm this modern day information from? As if I can't confirm it with my ancestors, it's trash. I land.
Thanks. Okay, real quick, I want to explain. I don't know if Prince has ever heard of a teleological argument. Have you ever heard of that, Prince?
No, go ahead, elaborate.
Okay, it's called the argument from design. It's the idea that the universe shows signs of purpose and intelligent design, so it must have a designer. But there are several problems with this argument, like simply on its face, before we even get into the fallacies. Evolution explains design, natural selection. Who designed the designer is another problem that we have with this, because your logic doesn't just stop at God, even though you want us to not ask any other questions beyond that point. Two, it also, well, three, I should say, it assumes that this place is like perfect, which it's not. Some people argue imperfect design due to disease, suffering, cancer, a bunch of stuff. Like, you can't do that. Maybe things just evolved and we got lucky. Like, that could also be a thing too. And that's just the start.
Can I point out something that's very perfect according to Genesis? Right?
I would love to hear your scripture. Go ahead.
Okay.
And then we're going to go to, I think, Mai. I think that's down there in the bottom right corner. I think he's been waiting patiently. Yeah. So we're going to go to him after you.
So in Genesis, it states that the Most High God gave his creation every fruit and every herb and every yielding seed after its kind, meaning that this is the intelligent part of it, right? From that perspective, does an apple seed give you an orange?
No, it don't. No.
Okay, so when the Most High God said that, right, that is clear indication that there is a creator, because clearly what this text says, however you want to say, 6,000-year-old text or 3,000-year-old text, whatever this text is saying, that he gave every herb and green herb and every fruit and seed, and it shall yield after its kind. Meaning that a apple seed is not going to give you an orange. A orange is not going to give you a mango. A mango is going to give you a mango. An orange is going to give you an orange, and an apple is going to give you an apple. Who did that?
And as soon as you say who, it becomes fallacious. As soon as you say who.
But listen what I'm saying.
You can't do that. You can't do that. As soon as you say who.
But okay, the reason why I'm saying who, because from the source,
you're in error. As soon as you say who,
right,
it's incoherent and you're in error.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that when I ask who, I'm only asking who to let you know where the source is coming from or who said they're doing this, and how these people claim to be visited and introduced by the creator of heaven and earth. So what I'm saying is that for a fact that an ancient text is saying this thing, and we see in reality that that these seeds don't give you no other fruit but after its own kind, there is proof that there's something intelligent that designed all of this.
What is the kind?
It's an assumption. That's an assumption you're making.
How could that be an assumption? That's why I asked you, does an orange...
You need to define what a kind is.
Right? You said what, Jazz?
You need to define what a kind is.
No, I don't need to define what a kind is. The
You
text...
absolutely do.
No, I don't. You see how you try to maneuver over to try to make it seem like there's no creator?
You see how I'm trying to get you to define the words that you're using?
No. Listen, the text just said in the text that he gave you every fruit and yielding herb, and it shall spring forth after its kind. And this is
what is a kind?
Hold on. And after its kind, meaning what it is. So this is why.
Hold on, Jazz. I'm about to come to you, Jazz. I promise. Prince, you hold on too, because Prince, you already explained it thoroughly. Trust me, everybody gets what you're trying to say about the seeds. Even we are the same way. Our seed keeps going on the same way. I completely understand you. I believe everybody does. Let's give everybody a chance to respond to you, though. And what you said.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's proof of intelligent design. That's it.
Yep. Monster B over there in the left corner. Do you want to respond to anything Prince said or the prompt? Either or.
I won't even know where to begin because it seems like just delusion, honestly, to me. The thing about the text, about where food comes from, and I could be wrong, I'm not 100% sure on this, but this is just my logical thinking and my opinion, that this food source is something that we kind of created in a way. Just like we kind of over time decided what is okay for us to eat just through a lot of trial, in my opinion. I don't know for sure. I didn't look up the scientific facts on this because this is the first I've ever heard of that being like a argument out of all the arguments I've heard. Food source is wild to me. But I don't know. I'm kind of just now getting in, hearing everybody's opinion. I don't know who's on what side besides Prince and this guy up top, Zed. Sorry, I don't want to butcher your name.
Just say you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. You don't.
No, she knew exactly what was going on. She called out the delusion and making assumptions that you can't prove. She called that. So I think she's following pretty well.
She called that out, but she's the one with the delusion, bro.
How am I?
Oh, you see this right here?
What am I saying? This
is written by The Christian Delusion, written by John W. Loftus. It's a great read, written by some psychologists. Actually, 12 PhDs came together from various different fields to put this book together.
Yo, host, you know we not Delusion. Christians, right, brother? You know, like that whole book does not apply to us or where we come. Like
you haven't read it, so I don't think you could say that prior to actually delving into the knowledge.
It's brother. It's self.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
It's self-explanatory.
As a reader of it, I'm telling you, it does cover exactly what you said it didn't. So
if it has
past that, after having not read it, I wouldn't do that. I don't. I wouldn't.
I told you, we was on the panel of ignorance, bro.
No,
Yeah,
no,
these
there,
dudes
brother.
don't
Thanks for
study,
sharing
man.
that, brother A1. He's just sharing the resource. We can all benefit.
How about you
sharing
share? How
resources.
about you share the
Everybody.
Torah and the
And
Tanakh,
listen,
bro?
it's nothing wrong with that.
I have those too. I have about 6 Bibles over here. So, what are we talking about?
There's nothing wrong with him sharing. There's nothing wrong with him sharing for what he read. That's cool.
Right,
bro.
exactly. That's what.
Hey, Titan, can I ask the scientist or the atheist a question?
Okay, go ahead,
yes, sir.
This is a simple question. It's a simple question. And please, one at a time so I can understand your answers, please. Simple. Did men, right, create seed when they evolved? Did they evolve with seeds in their pockets? Or how did that work out?
Did you know that you share a certain percentage of your DNA with all seeds that exist?
That didn't even answer his question. Damn.
That did answer it.
Let's fall back. Let's fall back and let General cook for a second, y'all. General actually sounded like he was going somewhere. I like what he's talking about.
So I would like to understand, because the way that y'all making it all seem is that the seeds, right, that give us the fruits that we have, the vegetables, the herbs, right, that they just came out of nowhere, right? And so I'm trying to understand. And then I heard one person say, man had the seeds or created the seeds. So if this is y'all thought process, right, that's two different thought processes. So now we're dealing with subjection, right? Which is the actual factual truth according to science that you all agree to?
Can I get my chunk of time now?
The seeds, right, that create the fruits, the herbs, and the vegetables.
You're after General Jazz.
Heard that.
How did it come to be?
And then after Jazz gets his chunk of time, I want to go to Knowledge 318. He was dropping some heavy game earlier. I want to get back to him as well. Go ahead, Jazz.
Here we go. All right, let's start at the Cambrian explosion. All right, about 2.5. I'm gonna say 2.5.
Hey, everybody, please nobody cut him off until he says I land my plane. I'm recording live on YouTube, and I want to get this for my
I will
file.
say I'm done when I'm done. I promise. All right. So
you got
the
3
Cambrian
minutes, bro.
explosion.
If you can
I got
do
you.
it.
I can do it. The Cambrian explosion, the life as we know it today, like tigers, trees, nature as we know it today, is actually quite young. It all of life today, it came from the Cambrian explosion about 550 to 600 million years ago. The Cambrian explosion was offset by the introduction of predation. That is when animals first started eating each other. That phenomenon is going to drive a rapid evolutionary change. So, but depending on the research that you look into, the Cambrian explosion lasted between 40 and 80 million years. So, what that means is that the predation was such a strong evolutionary driving factor that there were entirely new body plans that evolved. All of this is random mutation and natural selection, right? So certain beneficial mutations are selected for, and then if they confer a survival advantage, they are selected for. So over millions upon millions upon millions of years, we continue to evolve by evolution and natural selection. We evolved. We mutated beneficial mutations, which conferred a survival advantage, which passed those mutations onto the offspring and those to theirs, and so forth. A few million years later, you get a speciation event, and you have animals migrating into different areas of the world, occupying new ecological niches. You get all the way up to today, and you have humans, several different species of humans that have evolved from early apes. So like Australopithecines, that genus, and then you have Homo erectus, which is our ancestor. We all evolved from the species Homo erectus, and we have evolutionary cousins who also evolved from Homo erectus, Homo neanderthalensis, Homo habilis, and us, Homo sapiens. We are the last Homo species left on the planet. All right. That process of evolution by natural selection, all of it is just mutations that confer a survival advantage being selected for. So that happens with seeds, that happens with plants, prokaryotes, eukaryotes, mammalia, reptiles. It happens with different levels of the taxonomical ladder. But what I'm trying to say is that seeds evolved. Everything on Earth evolved from one prokaryotic single-celled organism. About 3 billion years. I want to say 2.5 to 3 billion years ago. And now I'm done.
3 billion. Oh shit. Go ahead, yo.
Can I ask a question? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Israel. We can hear you.
Go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I just got a little question for the atheist guys. Let's just say we all came from a big bang. What separated the blacks from the whites, and our body structure is different from their body structure? If we all came from the same bang, why are we not all identical?
Because it was millions upon millions of years. Lots of speciation happens in that extremely long period of time. It takes millions and millions of years.
We're not the same people.
Yeah, because I understand science and you don't.
No, bro, because you can't stay in the sun. We could.
What are you talking about? All you're doing is laughing and being incredulous. You're not addressing a single thing I said. I want you to address one thing I said and tell me why.
Answer Israel's question, because that was a very important question he asked you.
I answered his question.
Why are we different? We different complexion, our body structure different.
Natural selection.
Different? Are you asking about races? Are you asking about
I think they are, brother.
Even the internal bodies, our bones are different from y'all's.
What?
Our structure.
That's what evolution is. It's mutation and natural selection.
So I guess we was
simple.
first, then y'all came. Is that how it was?
Yes, actually, yes. Black people came first. You're right. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's non sequitur. I don't know if you're just trying to see if you can get them triggered. But how about we get back to the damn conversation? With all the weird racist rhetoric, I'm not going to tolerate.
It's true that black people came
I'm streaming live on YouTube, Israel. I don't appreciate that. Let's tighten up over here.
No, I wasn't trying to do that. I was talking about the bone structure. That's all I was talking about.
Because I'm black, but I don't play that because I'm not going to let them do that to you either.
But it is factual.
So, yeah, let's tighten up.
That's the case.
Any other science person want to address the question, man? Do y'all remember my simple question?
Sorry, was that No Love Drew talking?
No, that was the general.
Yeah, I was just asking, did the brothers, did the science or the atheist people wanted to address the question as well?
I just addressed your question.
Did you pose a new question, or was it the what is energy question?
You're not the only person up here that think like you think, right? So allow other people to address the question. Everybody don't think like you.
I'm correct. So if I answer you, it's going to be the correct answer.
Speak.
Who else wants to answer his question?
That's the problem.
General, can you restate your question for everybody who may not remember what it was?
That's the problem. He thinks he's correct.
How did
we all do? We all do, except for me. I'm the only one who thinks I don't have it, and I'm actually on here wanting to hear everybody be able to speak, so maybe I can get more insight and understanding. But the way you guys are conducting yourselves, it makes it hard for me to do that. And this is why I created this space. So then it's not fun for me. So I really want everybody just to tighten up and slow down.
I want to I want to apologize to you, host. I apologize.
I appreciate y'all. And we're streaming live on YouTube. If you're not following me on Titans Debate League on YouTube, you need to get your butts over there and hit that bell so you get a notification every time we go live. And these open panels on TikTok will be saved over there so you can go back and see how you be acting. All of y'all, whether it's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Some of you might not recognize the person you are sometimes, and you might be like, dang, I do need to tighten up. So, yeah, head on over there to Titans Debate League. Give me a subscribe. Smash that bell. Hit that, double tap the screen, and share this live right here on TikTok to some of your friends. Back to you, gentlemen.
Yeah, go ahead, atheist. We waiting to hear the answer.
Oh, pose your question one more time. I'm sorry. Pose your question again.
One person said the seeds evolved, right? Out of nowhere. They just so happen to just get here, right?
Not out of nowhere.
So That's the question. How did seeds?
I'm guessing he got a phone call, but I mean, I'll just go ahead and say, while I don't have every process for every seed, because I do understand that some foods that we have today didn't exist thousands of years ago, right? And we get some specific types of foods and plants from crossbreeding with other plants, but I do still subscribe to evolutionary biology and that like plants like evolve.
Yeah, I think seeds just they evolved so that way they can continue to live.
So what a coincidence that every seed is that it operates the same way the ancient text says that it will give forth every fruit after its kind. There's no mistake.
What is a kind? You need to identify what a kind is.
The kind, are you talking about the kind in the Bible, the text?
I need you to identify what a kind is. You just said all animals bring forth of their kind.
Okay, boom. Okay,
what is a kind?
Boom. Let's talk about the kind what the ancient text is talking about.
When the most find the word kind.
Yo, this guy, bro.
Because you're gonna try to deflect.
No, listen, because you're trying. Listen, I understand that your standpoint is not believing in the Creator. Let me spill, and I'm gonna let you spill. Okay, what I'm saying from my standpoint, according to the ancient text of Genesis, when it says that every fruit shall yield after its own kind, right? It's
what is a kind?
Brother, stop saying that. What is a kind? I'm telling you what the text is talking about.
You need to define what a kind is.
No, I don't. Not for
you. Yes, you do. Why don't you?
No, I don't.
Why don't you?
You're mad. You're mad about that. So
you're mad because I'm asking you to define it.
Because you can't explain, and you're mad because God ain't speaking to you.
You can't even explain what a kind is.
He's tapping out. Jazz, he's tapping the mat. Just let him go ahead. It's okay.
So boom. So my thing is, what the ancient text was talking about when it said after its kind, it's clearly stating that whatever seed that's upon this earth, right? It's gonna yield and bring after its kind. An apple seed is gonna bring an apple. An orange seed is gonna bring an orange. A banana seed is gonna bring a banana seed. A pineapple seed is gonna bring a pineapple seed. When did anybody in life today seen any of these seeds bring forth a different fruit other than what it's supposed to bring?
Nobody. 0 people are saying that.
So that is clear indication that there is proof of a creator.
No. Because you still haven't defined what a kind is, and you need to do that.
Nah, brother, you lost. You lost.
No, well, the reason I think he wants you to define what a kind is because everything doesn't come from a seed. Like early plants didn't have seeds.
Oh, goodness God.
Yes, early plants had spores.
Yeah, exactly. It went from spores to them protecting, it went from spores to pollen to them protecting that in some kind of casing. So, like, it evolved over time. It's not even, and this is through natural selection and mutation. This is all evolution. We see it on the small scale. We see it on the big scale.
We observe evolution by natural selection. We observe it. It's an observable fact.
Wait, so are you saying that there's a fruit out there that doesn't have seed?
What are you talking about? That's not what
you're trying. Listen, Jazz. You're so smart, right? And you're trying to play dumb right now. Right? You're the scientific guy. If I asked a simple question about what I just said, are you saying that there's fruits out there without no seed? You should be able to answer that.
You can buy seedless grapes at the grocery store, but that has nothing to do with evolution.
Why? Okay, hold on. Why is there grapes without seed today?
Because we bioengineered them to be without seeds.
Exactly. You guys are doing that shit.
Yeah, now we're doing it.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Years ago, we were not.
Hold on. Let me tell you something. Anything that doesn't have seed that comes from the earth and they tampered with that, it will harm your body.
What is your obsession with seeds, bro? Can you talk about animals?
Animals? You listen.
Amen,
I'm done
French.
talking to you, bro.
I agree.
Okay, let me give you an example. Hold on, let me give you an example. Moss doesn't need a seed to reproduce.
Moss? Are you talking about like sea moss?
Moss that you might see, the green moss that might cover a tree.
Yes, indeed.
I'm talking about seed on land.
That is on land. What are you talking? Are you
Sea
now?
moss
If I
is-
were to,
no,
but hold
that's
on
not
now.
on
But
land.
look,
See, brother.
see, I'm not gonna do what you do. I was just gonna say, if the shoe was on the other
That's
foot,
not
that
on
would have
land,
been your
that's under
chance
the-
to call somebody dumb. They would be like, "Are you dumb?" Like,
Now he's a
I'm
city
not gonna
boy.
do you like that though. I'm gonna take it slow.
Sea moss comes
I
from
just wanted to
underwater.
show you
He's
how you
saying-
exercise.
I'm just saying that comes from underwater.
No,
Bro,
you're talking
what?
about sea moss. I'm talking about moss that grows in the forest. It doesn't come from underwater, bro. Moss
Hey,
that will
okay,
cover your
are you
house
talking
is
moss on a
it's
tree, bro?
green.
Are you talking about moss that's considered a fungus?
What?
There's a lot of stuff that doesn't need a seed to reproduce. My whole point is, it's not a fungus, it's a plant, bro. Moss is not a fungus. Thank you very much for whoever said that. Moss is a plant. A fern is the same thing. A fern does not have seeds, but these plants can reproduce.
Also, the reason he doesn't, I want to say real quick, the reason he doesn't want to define what a kind is.
Fuck, I'm gonna come.
If a
Oh,
kind
good
is-
heavens, I'm gonna
if a
come.
kind is a species,
Stroke
then
this
he's
bird
wrong.
boy pussy, baby.
Because we observe
Oh.
This
speciation.
guy out of here, man. Who is that?
Some idiot. If a kind is a species, then he's wrong because we observe speciation. He's demonstrably wrong because we observe speciation.
Brother,
and
you're
if a
talking
kind
about-
is anything other than a
stroke,
then you are not
Who is this guy?
denying any of the evolutionary framework because animals do indeed bring forth of their kind.
okay,
Because if
what-
kind is anything other than a species, then
God
yes, they do
damn
bring
it,
forth
I'm
because
gonna
they're
Brother,
go.
I
they're
wasn't
played.
talking about a species. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Then what are you talking about?
It
bro?
was talking about fruits. Yo, what is wrong with you?
Hold on, no,
there are
slow
species
down,
of fruit,
Jazz.
right?
Don't say anything, Jazz. It's okay. He doesn't know about genies and species and how things are categorized, even fruits. It's okay. Don't call him dumb like he would call you dumb. for
Why
not
would
knowing.
I didn't
It's
say that.
okay.
I didn't say
No, I
that.
know. I'm just messing with him. I keep throwing that up there to highlight his behavior to
Why
show
you
that we're
calling
not
that guy
acting like he
Kanye
acts
West
every time he
rapper?
doesn't know something. I want him to be better because I actually like having him around. I like his information and I love his fire.
Okay,
Oh
what I'm saying
my-
is, listen, who is this
But I
guy?
don't want him to call people dumb all the time.
Okay, look.
I don't know. We're gonna block him.
Listen, that's
Just
not how I could.
Let him stay for a second so I can block him. Wait till I block him. Don't do nothing yet. Let me get over there. Dang, I can't get him. It's taking too long.
Where your mama at?
Sorry. Just keep talking. Okay. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
All right.
Come on, that shit contagious, man.
Yeah, he out of here.
Okay, right.
Okay, I had to block him first.
At least we can
so that
all
way he
agree
can't
those
get
people
back.
are lame.
Yes, we all agree on
Well,
it.
a group category sharing common traits, right? That's kind what he's talking about. If he wants that to be identified.
Played.
What-
I
right?
said played.
Don't cut him off. Come on, let's not cut him off. That's
My
how people get
apologies.
triggered.
My apologies, but he's
Just let him
incorrect.
land.
Right.
He
Okay,
might be, but let him finish first and then play cleanup.
So when he's saying explain what a kind is according to the text of Genesis, he's trying to make me take it out of context to explain what it is. If I take it out of context according to the book of Genesis, then I will no longer be talking about fruits. So what I'm saying, what the context is talking about, it's talking about I gave you every fruit and it will yield after its kind. Every seed that has been planted that for you to eat it is going to yield after its kind. So in other words, like I just said a few minutes ago, a apple seed is going to bring forth a apple. A orange seed is going to bring forth a orange seed. Nobody today has ever seen a seed of such kind bring forth a different fruit other than what it was supposed to bring forth. That's what I'm saying.
You need to understand that fruits also fall under the species category. They
don't.
Are you kidding me right now?
Don't just keep talking, Jazz. It's okay. We all we all have college educations and we know this, but it's okay.
Yes.
Even
fruits-
if it does, that he
fruits
never answered my
are
question.
fruits are
I have a question.
taxonomically
I have a
classified.
question. I have a question.
I'm
right?
gonna let Jazz finish. Go ahead. You finish.
No, I'm finished.
I have a question because what we're debating right now is everything but getting after its own category, right? Like of a orange and apple can't make a banana, right?
Bro.
So no, hold on, brother, because I'm trying to bring common sense to this
Oranges and
conversation.
apples don't have sex, bro.
Listen, bro, but you can plant the seeds. You see, now you want to be foolish. Now I'm gonna overstand that statement. You can plant them seeds though, right? And you can actually grow something from it, correct?
plant
I still think even hold on real quick. Let me respond. I'm the host, and I like what you said. I just think it's an oversimplification.
No, it can't.
A ghetto. hold on. I think it's just a ghetto oversimplification. I would say more we fertilize the seeds. Seeds get fertilized.
I mean, you can. All right, if you want to use, if you want to use fertilization, right? Fertilization. When you plant seeds into the soil, you have something that grows. What we're saying is that the Creator, He made it very clear for us. Everything begets after its own category, which means that you can't go like, you know how nowadays you have scientists who try to spike things and add this seed with that seed, or they try to add something together that does not belong together, right? That's what's going on right now. Because
that's called artificial selection,
brother. I mean, that's a nice way to refer to it.
I want to pose a question to him. I just like putting people's what they say back in front of them.
Yes, sir.
So it's your assertion that because different species can't procreate, that's proof a God exists?
No.
Different species can procreate, by the way.
Well, hold on. Even in fruits and bananas, a banana can't, and a orange. Well, actually, I've seen people cross fruits. But just to be simple, is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that there are fruits that are crossed. It's crossed, right? However, it is against nature when you go and you try to, let's say, breed a horse with, let's say, donkey? I mean, no, because that's a donkey is actually, well, let's use a donkey, right? You yourself, you know that when that seed is starting to develop, it's going to develop prematurely because naturally that was not the way it was supposed to be brought into existence, right? It's like, I give you a better example. Children are only brought forth through male and female, not male and male. Why? Because everything. No, it ain't careful. So speaking true.
And let me get him because I still have the same question for him as soon as he finishes. Go ahead,
I'm done, brother.
Well, no, take your time. I'm not trying to rush you. Land your plane. Take all the time you need.
All right. So my stance, what I just want to say is this, right? What we're debating right now is basically who should we listen to? Should we listen to the text that was left for us to observe by who we know is the creator of heaven and earth, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Or do we listen to perspectives from Aristotle, right, during the 4th century? Because he was the first to formalize a systematic approach, right, to knowledge through observation and logic according to his perspective. Now, if we go according to this Aristotle person, right, then what we're doing is we're giving him validity over the creator himself. What we're saying is we believe this one individual, right? Because prior to the 4th century, this whole entire position, it never existed. There was never people who were going according to this information as far as what we observe today as scientific proof of this and that. That was never that, right? Even the ancient Egyptians, all the way down to the Mesopotamian civilizations, they've never went according to that. So I say all that to say this in conclusion. What we're doing right now is basically debating who should we trust more. Should we trust in the creator, who most of us don't even know, right? Most people don't even know, which is why they rather go with something that they're familiar with. However, everything we were taught from the moment our feet touched the soil, it was for our disadvantage. They never told us anything to uplift us as a people. They've always kept a foot on our neck. Why? Because of what we did to the creator. We broke his commandments, so he put us in the hands of our enemies, which is why now they rather teach you science than the commandments. Before government ruled the state, church ruled the state. Church was in charge of everything that was going on, right? And then they formed a government. But that's going too deep. That's another conversation. However, everything is a crafty counsel inspired to keep us in a docile state, to continue speaking of things that in 2-3 years from now, it's not going to do anything beneficial for us, but keep us more foolish.
Exactly. Well said, brother. Well said, man.
Having one
I still
wife.
wanted to respond to him. He said, who are we going to listen to? Science or the creator? Then he put it as Aristotle versus the creator. I think that question is fallacious. I think it makes an assumption that you even can prove that a creator exists to ask that question. And I think that's yet to be done. Then I think it's more Aristotle versus a bunch of people claiming to hear voices. Something like that. Like, you can't prove that. A bunch of farmers who couldn't read or write putting together Shakespearean style text.
Brother, we
So
are
trust that or trust the science that we can observe.
no, we're
That's what you're
educated
asking.
people. We're educated people. Our nation, the nation of Israel, is the wisest nation on the planet Earth this day when they're in their righteousness, because their information was given from the Eternal Himself. We don't
And
go
they all,
according.
and they all knew how to write. They all knew how to write.
Shout out
Listen,
Monster
we've
B. It
we've
makes me
taught.
think about what she
Listen,
was saying earlier.
current nations today that most people, I'll give you an example, right? And this may touch people in a certain way, but it's facts. Don't believe what I'm saying. Do your own personal research, right? The Queen Elizabeth, right? What most people in certain nations would refer to her as royalty, according to the American indoctrination. This woman only bathed 2 times in her lifetime. One when she got married and one when she was first born. These people did not know anything of cleanliness until our people taught them. These were people who would defecate and throw it out of the window. These were people who created plagues when they walked into an area because they were so filthy. These people had no education.
I think y'all getting off subject.
Yeah, he's been all over the place, but
I'm just laying facts,
like
bro.
it. I need to get you on. Well, you are on my YouTube right now. Make sure you subscribe so you can go back and get that monologue and cut it out for yourself at Titans Debate League on YouTube. I just like to pass it around. Who wants to go next? I'll fall back. I don't really need to debate, but if anybody has any questions, I am here. If you want to agnostic/atheist to come again, I'm here for all the smoke. You feel me? So.
I would like to remark that not once has anybody proved anything I have said wrong, because everything I have said has been correct demonstrably.
I got a question for you, man. I got a question for you, man.
And I appreciate everybody letting
Jazz,
Knowledge
you've been
318 finish his thought completely, even though he was all over the place. That was nice.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Israel. It's on you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's the atheist guy. Where's he at? What's his name?
Me, Sadiq, No Love Drew,
Hey, where you
Monster
at?
B,
What's up, brother?
Jazz. It's a couple of us.
Can you hear me?
I'm right here, brother. This is Sadiq right here.
Do you believe in the devil? How about that one?
Not in the conventional, classical sense that's taught by the Abrahamic faiths.
So you don't believe in the devil or God?
I don't.
I'm not an atheist. I'm a theist.
Okay. Okay.
Just not on the Abrahamic from the Abrahamic standpoint. I can attest to some of the talking points. I'm not absolutely against all of the talking points that that we can bring up in the Abrahamic faiths, but then I'm not on subscribe absolutely either. But I can rock with you. Usually, like if you were to go to say some things, I could vibe with you all day long.
But you don't believe in none of it.
No, I don't believe
in
in
none
that
of
at all. I believe you are responsible for your own choices.
Right.
Because you can't prove any of that whole storyline. Him being cast down to earth to have dominion over this and be God over the earth. So the devil is a god too, honestly.
See, that's the problem.
I mean, but it's just a whole bunch of mess. Like, I don't believe in none of that. Like,
See, that's the problem. When you go to the book of Isaiah and you go to Isaiah chapter 14, it talks about Lucifer, right? When you read the whole full context of thereof, it's telling you that Lucifer is a man. It's not telling you he's an angel or anything. It says that is this the man that weaketh the nations. It's not a devil. Christianity is teaching that you got a devil out there that's making you do things, and you're blaming this spiritual being that doesn't even exist. Somebody got and you're blaming this spiritual being that doesn't exist. But Isaiah chapter 14 clearly states that Lucifer is a man, and it is anybody that operates in the position that is against the creator. Anybody can be a Lucifer, just like anybody can be a serpent to you. So, for
I like that. See, that's an alternate perspective I can rock with.
Right.
I can rock with that.
Like, for instance, right? You're supposed to be, somebody said you're supposed to be your brother's keeper. If your brother had not kept that type of position as a brother, then he became a serpent to you. So serpents and devils and all of that stuff, all of that is a state of mind. There's no heaven. There is a heavens, but you know, it's not as Christianity taught.
Definition of a serpent. What's the definition of a serpent?
The definition of a serpent is somebody that's crafty, you know, in how they in their works and how they operate as a human being.
Like someone that's deceitful.
Right, that's a serpent. But the serpent, as far as Christianity trying to explain it, and a devil, those don't exist. There's no devil out there.
That's right.
You can be a devil to yourself.
That's right. And the confusion is
everything he said.
The confusion is that the Christians, right? People who say that they're Christians, they'll take the verse where it says the serpent and they'll tell you, hey, that's the devil. But the serpent was a beast of the field. Now, when we speak about what they refer to as Satan, right? If you go into the origin of the etymology of the word, Satan in the Hebraic language, it means Satan, and Satan is just an adversary. So what God does is he'll set an adversary before you to test you, to give you an obstacle that only you can pass in your righteousness. If you lean on your own understanding, then most of the time you're always going to have adversary spiritual attacks against you because you're being tested.
Right. But some people don't believe that though, because they're not walking in a spiritual fate of like we have individuals that they base their life upon, okay, if I can't see it, I don't believe that it exists. If I gotta be able to see it, feel it, touch it, and that's how they operate. And I get it, I understand that part. But our ancestors in the book, well, I'm speaking from my point of view, they didn't operate like that. They knew that there was something spiritual about their own self. They knew how to basically contact the creator, how other individuals, you see how other individuals were able to contact evil spirits? We didn't contact no evil spirits. We knew how to actually contact the creator, being around fire, water, the element, and all of that. And he revealed himself, but he's not going to, the creator doesn't reveal himself to rebellious nature. He doesn't.
That's right. And I don't know if most people on the panel are familiar with the chapter Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 14. But this is a clear example of why we stand in our position. Brother, would you be willing to read that real quick, if y'all don't mind?
And then back it up with a source from outside the Bible?
Of course, brother. We can definitely do that. Let's start with Deuteronomy chapter 4, and we can start verses 14. Start reading from verse 14.
Deuteronomy 4:14. And the Lord commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments, that ye might do them in the land whether ye go over to possess it.
Okay, right there. The Most High God, he's teaching us laws and statutes so that when we enter into this unknown area, we are educated and well aware of how to conduct ourselves according to his instruction. You can continue reading, brother.
Oh man, you got me out here like one of the Israelites on the corner, man. Hold on. You ain't got it pulled up.
That's
right.
He right.
Hold on. Let me go to Blue Letter Bible. Let me switch my resource. I'll read it for you. But I'm gonna.
Thank you, brother.
Read.
Read. Don't do me like that, man.
We're gonna get this down the pack, man.
Blue Letter Bible, but just in the effort to keep the information flowing, I don't mind.
Well, Israelite host, you just don't know it. You came from descendants of slaves.
That's what my one host on YouTube keep telling me.
Yeah,
like I'm bringing you up. I got an Israelite host on my YouTube. He does
And we
shows.
I'm not saying that we're better than anybody else, but we possess a nature. We possess a nature that nobody has, because our job is to be a light to the world, the nations, to teach them how to prosper down here with righteousness.
That's why old folks always say God got me. I see what they mean now. When I got older, God really do got us.
Because if you go read into Abraham's journey, Abraham wasn't no sucker, man. That man was whooping ass out there, man, when he was alive.
And these Christians act like God is a goody two good. No, God chastises people too. He ain't no goody two.
I mean, the Most High God told us. He said, I'm a terrible Elohim. I am. He says that my wrath is, you can't understand it. Basically, he's a merciful, long-suffering Elohim. But if you keep disobeying him, he's gonna visit you. And you will know when the Most High God. Yeah, you will know when the Most High God visits you. You will know. Trust me. He'll make it known to you that he visits you. He doesn't have to verbally speak to you for you to know that he visits you.
Spent about 5 minutes of straight storytelling, and also this dude Prince never defined what a kind is.
Brother, because you don't believe in God.
You ain't defined what a kind is yet, my guy.
Yes, I did. I told you.
You lose because you haven't defined what a kind is.
You're mad because, listen, your agitated
no,
spirit
because
shows
you haven't defined what a kind is.
Your agitated spirit shows.
You use a circular definition. You said a kind is something that brings forth of its kind. That's what you said.
You have yet to explain how an apple seed brings forth an apple and an orange seed brings forth an orange seed, and that's coming from my ancient text.
Bruh.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah. And you don't even know what you
need to go chew some bubble gum.
Listen to me. What domain? Tell me what domain and what kingdom the apple belongs to. Just tell me that.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Tell me what domain and what kingdom the apple belongs to.
About?
I'm talking about science.
Listen,
that's how I know you don't know what you're talking about.
Now he's trying to tell you that where apples belong to.
Yeah, bro.
I'm trying to tell you where apples belong to. You don't know what domain do they belong to. What kingdom do they belong to? Just tell me that.
Every time you disprove this cat, he get agitated and his demon starts to release.
You are projecting, bro. You are projecting hard.
Yo, host, you could bring out that scripture so that they can understand why we shouldn't do what they're doing.
Scripture is not evidence.
You
have not defined what a kind is. You have not defined what a kind is.
And you could tell by your nature alone, you don't have no self-discipline.
Yo, host, pay attention to your comments on YouTube, brother. As the days go by and people start to view this video, I'm gonna recommend some brothers to check your channel out. But just pay attention to your
These gentlemen
comments,
refuse
bro.
to define what a kind is.
Brother, he already explained that you're beating a dead horse.
No,
bro.
he had a circular definition.
Yes,
he had
I did.
Then explain it again. Explain it again.
Right? Don't tell me to explain it again. If you didn't hear it the first time, you need to clean out your ears.
I heard it the first time. You used a circular definition.
Say what I said. Say what I said.
You said a kind is something that brings forth of its kind. That's what you said.
No, you see, you wasn't even listening the first time.
Bruh. Then say it again.
No.
What's the problem with saying it again?
Look, he agitated, y'all.
Nah, bro. What's the problem with saying it again? What's the problem with saying it again?
Listen, I don't repeat
myself. I didn't hear him though.
All I'm hearing is ad hominem, bro. All I'm hearing is ad hominem.
You heard me, host. You don't remember.
Yo, host, I have a question for you. When you go into your backyard, right, and let's say you want to plant a watermelon vine, right? If you plant that watermelon vine and there's nothing else in the soil, what do you think is gonna grow after you plant the seeds?
You're just gonna get watermelon. That's it.
Right.
Beautiful.
And how does that disprove evolutionary biology at all?
Hold on a second, Jazz. Because
and that proves God.
No, hold on. What I'm trying to do is I'm using common sense, brother, because my brother Prince just said he gave you a clear explanation.
He did not.
Hold on.
And he's refusing to give me one.
Hold on. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw the picture for you. Listen, certain people, they need pictures in order to learn. They can't read. They need photos and images. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to draw that for you.
That's funny. You're acting like I'm the one who's not understanding.
Hold on, Jazz. If you plant a watermelon vine in your yard, watermelon. Okay, then. So that's
hold on one second, both gentlemen. Hold on. We got a comment on YouTube. GZ Brim 8 says the apple belongs to the genus Malus. The species is Malus. domestica. It is part of the family Rasaceae.
Just go up to domain.
Right, but
And the
see, that's not
kingdom
the point.
is
Kingdom is plantae.
So look, right? So
Domain
host, right, that's
is
not the point. The point is
eukaryote.
this, right? Hold on. The point is this, right? Whether it belongs to what that individual is saying it's belong to, did an apple seed ever bring forth a different fruit?
Evolution does not say that it should.
And the fact that an apple seed doesn't produce a banana fruit is proof God exists to you.
No, it's proof.
Nothing.
Brother, it's proof about
Exactly.
seeds.
But do you see how I keep throwing it back in your face like that? Because you're saying it as if
No,
it
no,
is
no,
proof.
but the thing is
instead
that,
of
bro,
saying
you're not-
you're wrong, you don't know what you're talking about, or trying to fight with the person.
Okay, so let me ask you
Just give them
something.
back what they're giving me.
No, hold on, host. That actually is proof because I used my source to validate my point.
Do you know that an apple didn't just pop into existence, right? It evolved from the same. You're related to
No,
an
it
apple.
didn't. What the hell
You
are you talking
share
about?
part of your
Stop.
DNA with
No,
an
it
apple.
didn't. Get out of here. Don't tell me
You
about
share
apple.
you share 40% of your DNA with a banana. You
No, it
share
didn't.
60% of your DNA with a
That
strawberry.
has nothing to do with the question. That has nothing to do with the question.
Yeah, and you share 30%
Actually,
of
it
your
has,
brain cells with a
it has a lot to
seed.
do with the
You know
question,
that,
and you
right?
don't
No, it
understand
doesn't. No,
science.
it
You don't
doesn't.
understand
You're
how
running
that
away
has to
from
do
it.
with your question.
You're running away from the
Let's
source.
share.
And you're running
What
away
am
from
I-
God.
Screen, share the live.
Brother,
I'm not your brother.
if you plant an apple tree, it's gonna produce apples. No scientist says that an apple tree should somehow spit out a banana.
That
No
wasn't the whole
evolutionary
point. The point-
biologist.
listen to what I'm saying. The whole point of me using my source to substantiate of why I believe
Your source,
there's
the
a
Bible?
divine- Listen
Hang
to
on,
what I'm
guys.
saying. My
Hang
whole
on,
point
guys.
of saying that to prove a point and to substantiate why I believe that there's a creator or something intelligent designed this. I took a source from Genesis, right? When the Most High comes out,
The Bible is not valid evidence.
when the Most High God comes out his mouth verbatim and says that every fruit seed that he plants in the earth is going to yield after its own kind. And
What is a kind?
Details after details.
Okay, hold on. I'll tell you what a kind is. You know,
Yes,
Jesus
please.
Reynolds in the
Please tell me what a
comments
kind
on
is.
YouTube,
Yeah,
and he
let's
defined it. In science, a kind refers to a category or
slow,
classification
Jazzy,
of objects or entities that share common characteristics or properties. It's funny because I didn't learn this in science. I learned this in logic.
Explain that to Jazz, man. 'Cause
Reflecting
he's
some
still-
aspects of the natural world, rather.
Right? But that definition could apply to any one of the taxonomical rankings: domain, kingdom, phylum, class, family, genus, species. All those.
No, it's not.
I forgot order.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
Absolutely.
not. No,
Mhm.
it's not. You don't read the Bible.
Listen. Did you not listen to the definition that he just gave?
Listen. You're trying to make it seem like the text is talking about something else. When the text specifically says what it was actually talking about. If it was talking about other different seeds as far as a human being or anything else, it would have said that. It was talking about plants and fruits.
And
stop trying to make it seem.
Wait, so what does that prove, though? How
That
is
pro-
that?
what is your point?
Yo, you guys are something wrong with you, son.
See, I think it's
the New York
ironic how
accent
there's
for
something
me,
wrong
man.
with me, but
I'm
you
rocking
the
with
one
it.
that's up there with the ad hominem.
Stop talking about it. You ask. Listen, remember this, man, Jazz. Jazz asked me to prove something, right?
And you didn't.
Right? So no, I did, but it wasn't enough proof for you. That's all it was.
You didn't prove anything.
No, I didn't because you're slow of comprehension.
So hang on, right? Because I didn't ask. I
Can
asked
you name every
what was
rank?
it- Hang
Excuse
on,
me, my
Jazz.
friend. Excuse me, my friend. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. You can talk. Yeah, my bad.
Go ahead, no love.
Yeah, so I was
This
just gonna
man,
say, right?
a man
when I
that
a-
hold
hang
on,
bro.
Hold on, Nolo, hold on. I got you, Nolo. My bad. Hold on. I wanted to say this. A man that doesn't read Genesis is going to tell me that the kind it could have been talking about many different varieties of things, and you don't even read it.
It could have been talking about many different
How the
varieties
hell
of
it
things.
could have been if you don't read it?
Because the word kind is not
No,
specific
shut up,
enough.
man.
The
Just
word
shut up,
kind is
man.
extremely vague.
Shut up.
You have no argument. I said the word kind is vague. Respond to that. The word kind is too vague. Respond to that.
Yo, host, make me a mod so I can
because you
kick
don't
Jazz
believe
out
in the
the thing.
creator. Let
Brother,
Nolo go.
you
Let's roll
are
with no
not
love.
listening to what I'm saying.
No, let No Love talk. Not you.
Let's hear no
Get
love,
outta here.
guys.
So my question was,
No
to,
Love's
like,
gonna say the same shit I am.
It
Come on,
doesn't
Jazz.
matter.
Let's hear
I'm
no
trying,
love.
I'm trying to move
One
forward
mic,
for the
guys.
whole kind
Ad
debate, 'cause
hominem. You
it's
can't disprove
circular.
what I'm saying.
Brother, I already
Right.
disproved you. You're just slow of
Guys.
comprehension.
So my point in asking you was what exactly does it prove was to get back on track of like that point of the conversation.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat myself again. He asked me. It was one time out of the conversation. I said, "Host, can I show you something intelligent about the Book of Genesis, the creation story?" He allowed me to elaborate on that. And when I explained it to him, I said, "How is it that these, right? I'm coming from a source of my ancient text. My God is saying this. I'm coming from my standpoint. He's saying that I give you every green herb and seed, right? And every seed shall yield after its own kind." So he's talking about seed, plants, fruits, right? So what I'm saying is this: did an apple ever bring forth a different fruit other than what it was supposed to bring? Did an orange seed do that? Did a banana seed do that? So my proof was, from my standpoint, is that this is my proof of a creator that designed all of this. That's my point.
The apple evolved from different organisms before it.
Just be quiet.
The apple evolved from different organisms before it.
You don't even read Genesis to even talk about
Genesis.
You
don't read textbooks. Evolutionary biology textbooks.
I don't want to read your textbooks, Superman.
What?
Get the hell out of here. You got Captain America.
What kind of insult is that?
Yeah, Jazz, let it.
Take it as a compliment, bro. Don't get triggered.
I'm not triggered.
When you see him doing stuff like this, it just looks like he's tapping the mat to me.
No, it looks like y'all tapping the mat because y'all don't see that as a point at all.
I'm telling you that
again, I'll keep throwing the same question to you. The fact that an orange can't produce a banana is proof God exists to you, and that's good enough for you, but it's not good enough for me. I'm sorry. And you don't realize how fallacious you sound, but it's okay. I'm not here to beat you over the head about it. I'm gonna let you be wrong, and we can agree to disagree.
Exactly. All I'm saying is that you asked me to prove something, and I proved it from my source. That's it.
No, you didn't, because that's not proof of anything. That's not proof of anything. And the apple did evolve.
Okay, so hold on. So how else would we know a fruit, an apple will bring forth an apple other than a different fruit? How else would we know that? Who taught us that?
An apple would an apple would bring forth a different fruit?
Who's that, Jazz?
Nobody says that. Nobody's saying that.
That's something that's observed, though. That's why we're saying what we're saying, because that is something that doesn't need a creator.
Zero people are suggesting that an apple should produce anything other than an apple. That's not. You aren't understanding basic evolutionary biology.
Listen to the question, because you're foolish. Listen to the question.
Motherfucker, you're a goddamn idiot. You do not understand basic evolutionary biology. Listen to me.
Point, guys.
Let's be real for a second. Some of you claim you're the best debaters in the game, but every week you're still arguing for free. You study, you prepare, you show up, you give them viral moments, and the platform gets paid, not you. That's not competition, that's exploitation. Some leagues built their entire reputation off the backs of debaters they never intended to compensate. Clips, views, donations, super chats, and the people creating the content still walking away with nothing. Over here, we don't play that game. We are one of the only debate leagues actually paying debaters, reinvesting back into the community. Because if your arguments generate value, you deserve value. So here's the reality check. If you're really the monster you claim to be, if your research is really as sharp as you say, if you really think you could dominate any room, then prove it. And here's where the stakes are real. Warriors don't fight exhibitions forever. They fight where the prize is. So you have a choice. Stay comfortable debating for exposure, building someone else's empire, or come step into the arena where serious debaters get respect and paid. This isn't charity. This is combat.
Tell me.
Yo, Jazz, you ain't got the answer, Jazz.
Why you just get me took off? That's crazy. It just said live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. So nobody can see I'm live because he wants to cuss and act wild.
I'm sorry for cussing as well.
Wow. It didn't ask me to remove you, though.
I apologize. I apologize.
That's him, too. That's not just me.
Prince, TikTok didn't ask me to remove him, though. TikTok asked me to remove you, and then it said because of what you said.
Yo, that's Jazz the slacker, man.
This is what they do. This is what they do.
You don't even know the basic taxonomical rights.
Hold on. No. You're not about to tell me what other people are doing and ignore what you're doing. TikTok didn't give me a strike for nobody else but you.
Oh, that's fine, but you have him doing the same thing.
Bro, he's not as. Now you about to.
He's
have
not
him
what?
cussing.
Tell me what he's not doing.
We passionate, brother. That's all it is.
Man,
He's not cussing. Your language is the
No,
problem.
I was.
Your language is the problem, but he's flagrant with it. His stuff is way more disrespectful. Like you slipping it in, and it's not even as pervasive. He is like screaming that shit too. On top of it,
he didn't answer the question, and respectfully, host, you didn't answer it either.
I sure did. I answered the question.
we did. You don't understand the answer, and that's okay.
I do understand the answer. He's asking me to explain kind in the context of kind in Genesis. It's only talking about fruits, the seed. So
Yeah,
if
and
I take
fruits
it out of
belong to
Hold on,
multiple
listen to me,
different
listen to me.
kinds.
We gotta move past this.
Let's move
You're
past
not
the fruit,
understanding
bro.
what I'm
To
saying.
save
If
the
I-
integrity of the
So if a kind is a
Otherwise, make it
species,
18 and up.
if a kind is a species, then you're wrong because we observe
If you're
speciation.
telling me to take kind out of context in Genesis, then it's no longer talking
But
about what
kind
it's supposed
is
to be talking
vague.
about.
Kind is not defined in Genesis. It's not defined in the Bible. We have specific kinds, taxonomical rankings
Kind
that
is defined in the
descend
Bible,
in
bro.
specificity.
Yeah, you're slow.
What are
That
you
descend
talking about?
in specificity. Domain,
How-
kingdom,
listen, somebody
phylum.
about
How
to
are you
tell you
calling me
about the
dumb when
Bible,
I'm
he don't even
explaining evolutionary biology to you? I'm
Because
explaining
you're a dumb
taxonomy
person
to you.
explaining
I'm
evolution
explaining
biology,
taxonomy to
bro.
you.
King, knowledge 318. The name calling is how the cursing and all
All right,
this
my
stuff
fault,
starts.
bro.
You
It's
gotta
just this
nip it in
dude
the bud
lacks.
from the beginning.
He's foolish, brother.
Bro,
Let him tell you
people
where the apple
and
comes from.
people think there are people saying the same thing about you. So we just can't play the game of name
That's
calling.
all right. You
Don't
gonna put
agree
your
with
money on
people's
them, bro? You gonna
information.
lose.
Munster might want to get
Did
on.
you hear what I just
Right,
said?
yo, right,
We
look
can't
at- yo,
play the
look
game
at
of
that.
name calling when you don't agree with the
So, no,
information.
wait, hold on.
Everybody's
So-
Israel. You want to jump on Israel?
Let him tell. Let him, Prince. Let him tell you where the apple comes from. Just hear him out. Let him see what he got to say.
Okay, let's hear this shit.
I'm telling you that the apple evolved just like everything else. It evolved from, and if a kind is referring to the taxonomical ranking of Plantae, which is the kingdom that the apple belongs to, then yes, indeed, it brings forth of its kind. But kinds are different because what came before the apple was a different species than the apple.
Brother, it was an apple seed. What the motherfucker?
What came? I'm talking about millions upon millions of years of evolution by natural selection.
That's a lie, bro. Stop watching Hollywood flicks, man.
You are. I study. I'm in college. I'm studying this.
It's cool.
I'm
And whatever
studying this.
fraternity you in, bro, they not teaching you, bro.
I'm not in a frat. I'm here to go to school so that I can become an aviary veterinarian.
What was the apple seed before it was an apple seed?
It was a different species.
What was
millions,
it? What was it?
Millions
What
of years
was
ago.
it? What was it?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it was.
Come on.
I don't know off the. So what? You guys haven't been able to explain
Bro,
shit.
I'm looking
and I
at it
don't know
right
one
now.
thing.
It's you guys act like everybody doesn't have access to a smartphone. So the things that you're laughing
should
at
be able
him
to tell
because-
us.
Hold on, because no. Let me finish. The things you're laughing at him because you don't know.
No, we
I
know.
don't see how you don't find this problematic.
We know.
I don't see how you think this makes you look like you're in a search of any truth. You're either looking for gotcha moments or you're just generally ignorant.
It just generally lets us know that he don't know what the hell he's talking about.
No, he actually is right on point. And just because he couldn't give you the specific name,
For you, he's right on point, not for me.
How can he make
This is
such
what
a
happens when
claim?
people who read biology textbooks and evolution books debate with people who only read the Bible.
This is what happens when
And
you
that's why
listen
there's going to be a disconnect due to information that people aren't privy to.
This is what happens when you
Trust
listen
me, we've read the Bible. Have you read the evolutionary textbooks?
What? So you
okay,
want us to
name
believe
one.
we came from monkeys? Then that's what you want us to believe?
That's not the
Yes.
claim, bro.
Nope.
No, we don't come from monkeys, and that's stupid. That's
come
not even what evolution says.
We
The
did-
fact
we
that you
just-
characterized, hold on, the fact that he characterized evolution as us coming from monkeys shows that he doesn't understand evolution.
That's just one of the
I understand why y'all are upset up
doctrines that
here
come from
trying
that,
to
bro.
defend your Bible. You don't even understand evolution. It doesn't say we came from monkeys.
I'm
It says
saying
we
when
both
you
have a common
dabble,
ancestor.
You guys are.
What do you
when you
mean?
dabble into your evolution,
Jazz couldn't even explain what the seed was before it was. What the hell?
I'm telling you that there was an organism before the apple that evolved
So what the hell
into
was it?
a
Since you know
modern.
everything with science.
he don't know it, bro. His computer don't go back that many millions.
Alice Seversi, bro. It's a wild species that still grows in Kazakhstan today.
You know what
Oh
it
my
shows,
God.
right?
And that's where the apple comes from.
It
through
shows-
natural variation and evolution. So
No. Oh my
like
God.
just stop. It's not even that deep.
That sounds dumb.
But y'all
too.
acting like y'all on to something. And
it's
y'all really
demonstrably
not.
true.
He ain't going to nothing.
Because he
Host-
didn't have the answer.
Host is
Like,
demonstrating that I am correct. He's
You're
demonstrating
not
that I am correct.
I don't care what the host is demonstrating. You're not correct.
Yeah, so go smash your iPad, Jazz, because you lost, brother.
Host.
You can't even explain.
Host.
You know
the
what?
modern apple came from a different
This is
species.
what it shows knowledge that
The
we could
the
go,
modern
hold on,
apple
hold on.
came from a different
This is what
species.
this is what it shows knowledge that we could go to our source and actually pull up factual information, while he got to sit there and say, I don't know what it was before it was an apple.
I got a question. I got a question for y'all, Dan. If y'all go back to y'all source, which is your book, right? What are you corroborating it with? Because our sources are corroborated by peer review.
I'll be back. I gotta go to work, y'all. I'll be back though.
All right, we're gonna go
Jazz,
from
I'll
one
catch
room
up
to
with
the
you later.
next and log into
Alright,
your
bro.
computer. Get out of here.
I'm gonna get you over here to the YouTube and we're gonna do an exclusive interview, Jazz. I
Thank
want
you
to
so
talk about
much, my
evolution.
friend. Thank you so much.
All right,
Appreciate you.
I hope that works.
all the losers go view that.
So my point is, for scientific perspectives on things, nobody just wrote a book and was like, this is what it is, ain't nothing else true, right? So what are you using to affirm that the source that you go to for knowledge is actually factually correct?
What are you saying? What is it doing for me? Like, what is it doing for my life?
Well, he's
No, I'm saying,
asking
how do you
us.
know
He's
that it's a
asking to
fact?
give proof as
Yeah.
far as like historical events, things that we can tie back our book to show that it actually took place here on Earth.
If you actually do that biblical research, there's a lot of things. Well, there's a majority of everything in that book. They found the sites. They found the regions where these individuals used to live in and stuff like that. It's all in biblical research. I can't sit there and name
That's right.
all of them one by one. But if you look it up yourself, you'll see that.
So there's a huge difference between a place being an actual place in a story, right? And then the claims made, whether it be about the place or about the people in the place, being true. There's a huge
All right,
difference.
so Mount Sinai, when you go, I don't know if anyone's ever been there, right? But I have a couple brothers that had the opportunity to go to the land of Israel. Now, when you go to Mount Sinai, according to the scriptures, the Most High God appeared on that mountain. And when he appeared on that mountain, and the mountain burned with such a high temperature that was never recorded up until this day, right? And the remnants that was left behind was sulfur that was left behind from the high temperature that once took place on top of that mountain. When you go to that area today, it's sealed off. The Israeli government would not allow you to go a couple, I don't know exactly in distance as feet goes, but it's sealed off. You're not allowed to go there, right? So that's just one of many encounters that we have left on record to this day. You know, when you go into the story of the Exodus, the children of Israel left Egypt, right? According to the scriptures, the creator of heaven and earth, he flooded the Egyptians, right? When they went chasing the children of Israel. This very day, they have people who are going down in that very region to remove objects that are found on the bottom of the sea floor, which was chariots. They found golden chariots. They found remnants of all types of artifacts.
Yeah, they found it, but when they was trying to like lift up the chariots, because you know it was made out of wood, and some of it was made out of wood, some was made out of metal. But when they picked the ones up that was made out of wood, it disintegrated because they had the coral and everything on it because it was decaying. You know what I'm saying? So it's there, but you have these individuals that's removing it, so you won't actually know that there is a creator. They're trying to remove the existence of God. Remove the existence of God and give you science. That's what they do. That's what's going on here.
That's
right. So what about the people who don't subscribe to science, that don't believe in God? Because that's the point I was trying to bring up earlier. All atheists don't subscribe to the same belief. It just means they just have a lack of belief in a God, bro. So there are people who just don't subscribe.
Those individuals, I wouldn't even have a conversation with them. I don't think they even have a foundation to stand on. If it's pointless. But see, I could only argue with Jazz. Hold on, I could only argue with Jazz because he has a source of why he's talking.
You don't even know who wrote the Bible, but you think you have a leg.
Yes, we do know who wrote the Bible.
It's very disingenuous. No, you don't. You don't know who Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are. You don't even have the original.
We don't read that.
I'm a preacher's son. I went through all of this. Oh, you Tanakh only?
Yeah, brother. We don't believe in none of those guys.
We don't believe in no New Testament. That's not the Bible.
Yeah, we say the same thing you just said to Christians.
Yeah, and we know who wrote.
It's still the same thing, bro.
No, brother, it's not.
Hold on, and we know who wrote the first 5 books. We know that.
Who?
Moses.
Okay, so he wrote about his own death.
Hold on, Moses.
Don't stutter.
Yes, Moses did. Yes, Moses did.
Yeah, he had his own funeral in the book. So who wrote that?
Moses.
Who wrote about Moses' funeral? I'm asking you a question. Did Moses die and then come to his own funeral as a ghost and finish the book?
What I'm saying is that Moses wasn't the only one writing. His brothers, his brother Aaron was there. His brother Aaron was there. Joshua was there. Yeah, and scholars lean more on to point that they say that King Solomon wrote some of it also.
Shout out Cosmar Kyle TV on YouTube. Everybody on TikTok, go follow him as well. He just said, prove Moses wrote Genesis. Prove it.
Listen, the thing is, bro, we don't go back and forth with fools, right? Like, we ain't gonna bang our head against the wall one time and then continue to do it. The thing is
how you keep calling everybody fools.
They are, bro. How about this, host? How about this? You like debates, right?
You just like every other religion out here.
You like debates, right?
And it's funny because the Muslims do the same thing. Y'all all actively working in contradiction to each other. But sir, y'all got the truth.
It's
very disingenuous. You don't want to talk about the elephant in the room, which is every other religion saying the same thing as you. But it's the audacity of you to talk to me like that with all this stuff going on in front of your face in contradiction to what you're saying.
Ain't nothing contradicting anything, bro.
Disprove them other religions for you call me crazy and say that we're slow. It's like insult us.
Nah, I never said y'all slow. I said y'all foolish.
Foolish. Same thing.
Yeah, y'all pertaining
Disprove Judaism
first, bro.
Before you call us foolish. Like, that's disingenuous, bro.
Bro, how old are you, bro? You sound like you over 25, right?
Definitely.
Exactly, my brother. And guess what? We don't have that much long on this earth. And guess what? You still have not yet to acknowledge the Most High, the Creator, for being the Creator, bro. So you have a lot of work to do, brother. So while you're sitting here trying to make me seem as if I'm wrong for trying to enlighten you with the proper direction in where we should be headed.
There's nothing enlightening me about calling you foolish. There's nothing enlightening.
Yes. Because maybe then you could bethink yourself and consider.
That's the problem right there. That's always been the problem.
I think that
the way that people discourse and try to teach others through insult, aggression, and disrespect, and then they somehow think they're right.
Y'all stiff-necked people, bro. Y'all stiff-necked people. That's why after Moses was no longer here, that's why Joshua dealt with us different. Why? Because at the end of the day, sometimes you gotta put your foot to your neck. That's the only way y'all gonna listen.
We don't care about that book.
Yeah, and we don't care about your damn ideology. How about that?
Book.
We don't care about your atheism.
They here to correct all y'all wrongs.
You believing in your own side.
My Muslims here to correct all y'all wrongs. Talk about the elephant in the room, man.
What Muslim?
You just think you right. You just always think you right about something.
No, I don't think I'm right. I know I'm right. There's a difference.
So
I know I'm right.
Bro, you had a cat. You had a cat on. Hold on.
You didn't prove anything today. Y'all proved that y'all are brainwashed and don't recognize it. That's what y'all proved.
Listen, you had a cat that was just on the panel trying to explain to me what was an apple seed before it was an apple seed and couldn't explain it.
That's foolish. Now, if that's not foolish,
Just
then
because you
a
didn't
rainbow ain't
understand it
colorful,
doesn't
bro.
mean
Ain't no
you
just
didn't
understand
explain
that nigga dumb. That's what it is.
Yeah,
No,
that's a
you
fact.
just don't understand. It's like this.
All right,
Imagine
so you
somebody in
explain it now.
AP
So you
trying
explain
to
those.
imagine somebody in AP classes. Why? When I just witnessed you struggle, him understand.
What do
Him
you mean?
explaining
No,
it, and he was explaining it very simply.
he struggled
Why
to
would I
understand
put
because
myself
he
through that?
lacked
Say
wisdom,
I'm not
knowledge, and
stupid.
understanding.
No, see, I'm not stupid, and I also don't have a vendetta to try to prove myself to anybody.
Because you can't
If you want
prove
to sit
it.
down and you want to go over evolutionary biology, I can do that with you. If you want to argue, I'm not here for that.
But what I'm saying is that you can't.
Yeah, so you can't
prove
say,
the
you know
hell he
what?
just
You
tried to
can't
prove.
say, you know what? Let's just have a talk. You're still going off some other tangent, and that lets me know your character and what you're here to do.
Bro,
What am I
I
here
just
to do?
simply
have a
told you
talk,
if you want to
bro.
go over
That ain't
evolutionary
my fault.
biology, we can do
no,
that.
hold on. Listen, what am I here to do? Because when I was here to do what I had to do, y'all shot down my points of views too, so I shot yours down. So we
your
went
points
the,
of
we
view
went the
aren't
same route.
your points of view aren't standing in fact.
Your points of view with science was bogus as hell.
Bro, science is observation. You're talking
Science
about
is dumb.
a script written by
Okay,
2,000-year-old
okay,
dead men who were hallucinating, hearing voices,
If your science is
claiming
so true,
that it was
right?
God, but
Hold
we
on.
can't verify that. So
if your
let's
sci-
focus
hold
on that.
If your
Let's start
science-
there. Do
if
your homework on
hold
that.
Okay, boom. If your science is so true, right? Can you prove where your homie left off at about an apple seed being something else other than what it was?
Yeah, I'm the one who came and played cleanup for him because he didn't know the term.
Can you
let's stop.
so expound on that and
what
tell
I'm
me
not
what it
about to
was
do?
before what it was?
No.
You can't do it. That's the problem.
I can, but what I don't do is accept challenges from people who've already
If you know what you know,
I've already
then you
deemed
prove
foolish.
others wrong.
You don't see the doctors arguing with the patients, and I'm not about to
If
argue
you
with you,
listen,
sir.
if you know what you know,
You got
then
it.
you prove others wrong.
You're right, actually. You know what? I'm gonna start agreeing with you. You're right. I agree with you.
We can't bring doctors into the.
I agree with you.
Okay, so you should be able to elaborate and tell me what that seed was before it was an apple.
That's not my job. It's not my job to educate the willfully ignorant. You've
Okay,
already
so when
showed
I'm
yourself
educated- so
to
when
be
me-
willfully ignorant.
So when
You've
me-
already showed yourself to be willfully ignorant, sir.
I'm willfully
Like,
ignorant
You're not
because when it
trying
comes to the Most High God, I bang for the Most High God. How about that?
Yeah, that's a fact, yo.
We weren't even banging on God. We were talking about apples.
You just told me, right, earlier in the conversation today, I said, can I give you one intelligent thing about the book of Genesis? And I gave you a word that came out the Most High God's mouth of him saying that he's gonna, these seeds that he plant in the earth, right? Because how you're saying they got here, the creator don't say how he got here. He's saying that he planted these things, and every seed that he planted in the earth is gonna bring forth every fruit after its own kind.
Bro, I
Tell
really
me
don't
what
care
sorts,
about
right?
your.
Okay,
I
so-
really don't care about that cat in the hat explanation
Okay, so you
of,
can't
of
prove
natural
nothing then.
selection. I
You
do not
can't
care
prove
about your
nothing
cat in the hat explanation of evolution and
You wanna
biology.
sit there and
That is a
you wanna
cat in the
sit
hat
there-
explanation,
you wanna sit there and
and
debate,
that's
but
why
you
we
can't
don't
prove
deal
shit
with the
yourself.
Bible when it comes to
Yo,
science.
bro, his listen, his
That
God,
is a cat in
his
the hat
God is
explanation of
Aristotle,
what's
Your
going
science
on.
is a cat in the hat saying, "Ta,
No.
this is how this shit happens."
His God is Aristotle,
start from the
Prince. It's
top,
cool,
man.
Fuck
brother.
out of here, man.
Yo, Prince, his God Aristotle,
start
bro.
from the
It's
top.
cool, brother.
No, this is definitely not.
He served.
Cat in the hat shit. We listening to a hold on. You listening to the bunch
You
of men that
don't
say
even-
you, voila, this is how the earth got here. Ta-da!
Let's all
Bullshit.
That's
Prince, we let it
exactly
roll,
what you're
yeah.
asking us to do, and you don't realize it.
But
like, and
your
the,
science
go,
cannot
wow,
explain it.
the
Your
lack of
science cannot explain it.
self-awareness is crazy.
Your science
You're
cannot
asking
gotta
us to just
convince
listen
you
to
guys.
somebody and say somebody created it. Voila, that's what
Prince, you'll
literally
be able
what
to
you're
convince
doing.
these guys in one day to subscribe to the Bible, brother, in one day, brother. I think it'll take a while,
Yeah.
brother. Keep on doing what you're doing. Maybe one day, but I don't think it's
Maybe
all gonna
one
happen
day,
all
yeah.
today.
That's cool.
all.
That's
He's
cool.
not
It don't
about
happen
to.
overnight.
Not today. Right.
I'm not trying to convince him not to be a part of the Bible. I'm just trying to explain evolution to him. I don't know why two things couldn't be true at once anyway.
And we're telling
But he has
you
a problem with us explaining how,
Dog,
simple
you got a
biology.
problem with us explaining from our point of view. It's the same way.
No, it's no. When I put the questions back in your face, you can't even answer them, and
All right,
you
so
don't
what was
answer them
the
the right
apple
way.
before
When
it
I
was an
asked you, so because an apple doesn't produce a banana, that's proof God exists. And you
That's
said,
a
well, no.
fact. It's a
And
proof
then
that
why
his
are you
word is
presenting?
true,
Hold
bro.
on. Why are y'all cutting me off? So when I ask you the fact that an apple can't produce a banana, that's proof God exists, and you say, well, no, that's not actually proof. Like the argument's done there. I don't
Bro,
even know
that's
why
beyond
we're
proof,
having this
brother.
issue.
That's beyond
No, it's
proof.
not beyond proof. And he admitted it wasn't proof. He said, well, actually, no, it's not, but that's what I'm using. He said some goofy shit. And because he
Bro.
knows it's not actually proof. That's why instead of arguing with people, I don't argue with people. I give them the foolishness right back to them. I just rephrased it just to let them hear how it sounded. I didn't have to say, no, you're wrong. Oh, it didn't happen like that. I don't do that weird ass shit. I just rephrased his goofy ass shit right back to him.
Yo,
So the
host,
fact
what was
that
the
an apple
apple
doesn't
before it was an
produce a
apple,
banana
brother?
is proof. Hold on. So the fact that apple doesn't produce a banana, that's proof God exists. It is not.
Listen, what was an apple before it was an apple, according to
I
your
don't give
boy
a
Jazz?
fuck.
He already told you, bro. He read.
But I'm telling you, that ain't proof God exists.
All right, bro, but y'all,
Now, if you believe in one, cool. Keep trying to bring some proof, but that's not it.
what you
Don't
mean?
be
That's
mad at me because that shit ain't proof, bro.
bro. It was your boy Jazz that stuck on. Well, what is a kind? What is a kind? That was your boy Jazz, bro. He
Because
stood
he was
stuck on
trying to
that.
make a point to you.
But his point, he's beating a dead horse, brother.
No, he
No, his
never got
point flew
there
over
because you
your
didn't
head.
entertain the answer for him to go ahead and teach you about genius and species. This is
Yo,
stuff,
if
it's
a
science
blind
stuff,
man
but I
walk up
learned
to
this in
me and try to
logic.
give me
You
directions,
can learn
you
this,
think I'm gonna
bro.
take
You
those
learn this
directions?
in community college.
Come
In
on,
community college introduction to logic, you learn about genius and species. So the fact that y'all don't know that is you're already suspect. Y'all are already suspect,
And
bro.
y'all suspect for going according to homo this, homo that. Y'all suspect. Fuck you talking about? Like, listen to what y'all going by, bro.
You haven't
Y'all
heard me
going
say
by
homo
scientific
anything.
words
I haven't
that
said
call y'all
homo
homo
erectus.
erectus.
I haven't said
Oh, like,
I haven't
come
said
on,
none of
man.
that. I haven't
My-
used the word homo erectus or none of that.
That was
We're
your
talking
boy
about proof.
Jazz. Some one of y'all dudes did that.
Well, deal with me because I'm talking to you right now. I'm saying that y'all are flawed. I'm saying that y'all are in error with y'all reasoning. I'm saying that what y'all are bringing and claiming is proof isn't proof. And I even got Prince to admit that it wasn't proof.
Bro, that's
So
not
why are
true,
y'all
bro.
upset that we won't accept it?
We not upset about anything, bro.
Okay, Prince was yelling. He got my thing taken down for 10 minutes. He was very upset.
Nah, that's because you had that adversary, Jazz, the
You saying the same thing I'm saying.
the student up here, bro.
Evidence is evidence. I'm not gonna deny what's some real evidence, but what y'all saying ain't real evidence. What y'all are trying to make inferences, and then y'all have to make an assumption. That's what y'all are doing. And then when I refuse to make the assumption that you've made because I want facts, you are upset. Maybe
I've
not you.
given,
but
I
Prince
gave
was
y'all
yelling.
facts. The
I mean,
dude,
No,
who
that's
was
not.
it?
Y'all didn't give me no facts.
when you say when you say you don't want to make that
Hold on,
assumption.
Nate. Hold on, Nate. Nolu, you asked something, bro. You said, show us some type of proof that correlates with your book and with actual events.
Yeah, you just gave me more claims. I just didn't call it out. That's
More
all.
claims. Your birth certificate is a claim, brother. I don't know what you're talking about.
Here we go with this, bro. See, and it's ironic that every time you get called out, it's either ad hominem or
Because how
something.
could those be claims when you go those are facts?
But look, hold
You
on.
said the
But
claim was that
facts-
your God was on the mountain, and that's why there's sulfur on the mountain. Was it not?
My whole thing is this, right? With science, right? And I'm
Oh
gonna say
my
this, right?
God.
Hold on. I just want to say this, right? You listen, we are being, I'm gonna say this, programmed by a group of people that came up with these different ideologies of how the heavens and the earth was created. And still to tell you at the end of the day, it wasn't an intelligent being behind all of it. And you guys still go with it. That's foolishness.
Let me respond to a comment on YouTube. Roy Chess says science isn't the end all be all. It definitely isn't. I don't think science answers all questions. We know that it doesn't. But what we don't do is start to fill in God every time that we don't have an answer. Yeah, that's not what we're going to do. The Bible isn't the end all be all either. It's a fiction.
It will be.
It's mythology. It's modern day mythology.
It will
just
be in
like
the
all
end.
the other religions that have ever been practiced.
You
Y'all
can't-
think everybody else.
you can't-
Y'all think
bro,
everybody
bro.
else in history before Christianity was crazy.
Host,
for
you
every
can't
God they
prove that.
worship, believed in, and died
Host,
for.
you shouldn't
But
be
you
hosting,
can't look
bro.
in the
You should
mirror.
be- you shouldn't
Hold
be hosting,
on,
brother.
but y'all can't look in the mirror and apply the same reasoning and logic and inquisitiveness to the stuff that you were brainwashed into. And it's cool. Nobody's really going to argue you out of it because nobody argued y'all into the shit. Y'all, religion is culture.
Yo, Prince,
So
it's only a
you've been
remnant,
surrounded
bro.
by it and absorbed
Only a
it since
remnant,
the
bro.
moment you probably came out the womb.
Listen, but you got argued into the shit of science when you saying that. What the fuck?
Nobody got argued into the
Yeah,
shit.
so how the hell you knew about science then?
Reading and
Observation,
comprehension.
You learned that shit from the white man, bro.
That's
Have a good day.
right. That's right. And that's the thing they holding on to. They love what their
people-
master taught them.
Africans created science, so it's really disrespectful for you to attribute science to white people. like they created that shit because they did.
Y'all love what y'all
So
masters
you
taught
are in
y'all.
error once again, and like just the fact that y'all say these things makes me not want to listen to you further. White men didn't create science. Black men created science. Africans created
What you
science.
mean? Let
We
me
were the
correct
first
that.
scientists. We were the first architects. We were the first builders. We were the first to do all of this.
No, but they're
Stop
not
it.
giving you the science.
No,
that your
no,
African
no, no,
brothers and
no.
sisters
Stop
gave
it. Why are you blaming the white man and doing this
But
weird
that's
racist
what I'm trying
rhetoric?
to tell you. They're not giving
Because
you the science that your
no,
African and your brothers
no.
telling you.
no.
That's not the same science that our ancestors knew. That's what
We-
you
we
don't
can go
understand.
into it.
Research that.
We can go
It's
into
not the
it.
same science that our ancestors knew, brother. Research that.
The cosmology of the Egyptians is more in line with science than your Bible. I'll give them that. I'll go with the Egyptian cosmology before I ever go with Genesis and its creation story. That shit is bogus. That shit doesn't even
Egyptians,
make
what?
any sense.
Egyptians, they died. They got killed by the creator.
What does that have to do with cosmology and their
they
story of
weren't correct.
creation?
If they knew so much, they
Bro,
could have
you
stopped.
are a walking, talking fallacy.
If they
Like it's
knew
coming
so
out of your
much, right?
pores.
Like you said, right?
They-
If they knew so much, they could have stopped this up from getting unalived by Elohim. He
Right.
killed
If
their
they
ass.
knew about
Yeah.
creation, right? You sound ignorant.
Find me an
It's
Egyptian
okay,
today.
bro.
That's wild. You say that, but you won't say that about Yahshua.
Find me an Egyptian
About
today.
who?
Didn't he get crucified?
We don't care about that man on a stick
No, I'm
or a
just saying.
diaper, bro. We don't care about
Okay, what about the rest of the people in the Bible? Didn't they die too?
Bro, who are you referring to, bro?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
The rest of the people in that book that y'all
Everybody
keep on
has a
propagating.
time,
You
bro.
saying when somebody
Everyone has
died,
a time, brother.
God took them out. So obviously, when you trying to say God took them out like they was wrong, wouldn't the people in your Bible be wrong too if God took them out?
No, brother. Listen, the Most High.
That's convenient. That's
bro.
convenient.
The Most High
That's
God.
convenient.
We
Listen,
talking to
do you
another
live
individual
forever?
that don't read the
That's a
Bible. knowledge.
convenient. Hey, bro, you can
Do you
create
live
all kind of
forever,
narratives
God?
to show why you can't
Oh,
deal with
Gad,
what I'm
whatever
saying.
your name is. Do you live forever, brother?
Oh yeah, my energy does.
Come on, bro.
I'm not just no damn body.
This is what I
I'm the
mean, though. This
controller
is what
of
I
the
mean with
vessel.
people who
What are you talking
respond
about?
foolishly.
Foolishly.
I'm asking you physically right now.
Keep creating more narratives to not address what I'm talking about. That's what you do.
Bro, are you gonna live? Are you
Your
going
name
to
is
live
God
forever?
Mind. What
Yes
the
or
hell are
no?
you talking about?
Nah, that's a slang term from the South. We say God. We ain't talking about no damn sky daddy. We ain't talking about no sky daddy,
right?
dog.
And where's your
We
source
ain't
coming
talking
from?
about no
Where's your
sky
wisdom and
daddy,
knowledge
dog.
coming from? How the hell
That's
you
made
Hold
up
on,
from
Prince.
a book.
Let's let Godmon cook. He just got up here. I haven't heard any of his thoughts. I don't know what he's standing on. I would like to get to learn to know a little bit about him.
I'm more like the host when it comes to I'm still learning things, but when it comes to that book that everybody done had for so long to the point that they know it's like a compilation album of different centuries of what this group of people knew, put it together here. What this ancient group of people knew, put it all in this damn book. But they all did not believe the same thing. But later on in time, we want to make it seem like it's an organized religion. Come on, bro. Y'all
Another individual with no
yeah, hey,
wisdom.
my G.
Another individual with no wisdom.
Me cook.
No wisdom.
I don't need
No
too many
wisdom.
hands
Why
in
you
the
keep
pot.
letting
I
all
don't
these
need too
fools
many
get a
hands
voice,
in the
bro?
pot, bro.
Y'all need to sit your asses
Yeah,
down,
I
pull out a
know.
pen and a
We
piece of
foolish
paper.
because we don't believe in some shit that you was converted
All right,
to
so
believe.
okay, hold on. So listen.
Converted.
Come on now.
This ain't your natural
Listen,
way.
let me talk now.
And you sound
hold on,
strange
God
for a
Mind.
man to be
All right,
dependent
but
on
listen,
another
we heard you
man.
spoke, right?
That's
We
some.
heard you
Now
spoke.
you ain't
Hold
hear me
on.
speak shit, my boy.
Let him land his plane, though. Let him land his plane. He just got here. We got
You
all day,
sound
y'all.
strange to be dependent on another man. Like if we was really talking on the street, if I sit over here and kept on saying, "Man, hey, my man's," I forgot that's that New York talk. No disrespect to my people from New York, but my G, that's a little strange and it's suspect that you keep on referring to this masculine God that you depended on
more
instead of
masculine than
recognizing your
feminine ass. I
own.
tell you that
Your
much.
own.
One
What
mic.
did you say, man?
One mic.
You heard exactly what I said, brother. More
Okay, you think
masculine
I
than your
care if
feminine ass.
another man
Exactly.
think I'm straight? I bet you want to leave your gal with me.
Why would I do
What
that?
the hell?
Why would I do that?
Because you know all of them hominins don't fit
See,
me.
look,
It's just something for you
they
to
do
talk
though,
about.
because as soon as you address him, instead of just going back into your spiel when he interrupts you, then you
Yeah.
see how it gets derailed, and now we going left. And let's get back on the track, which was you explaining what you were explaining. Go ahead.
Okay.
Ignore them when
So-
they being disrespectful and have no decorum, please.
I can do that. I can definitely do that. Now, again, dealing with these texts that we see people put together in order to make it into it seeming like an organized book. It got stories in there from the Epic of Gilgamesh.
No, it
It got stories in there from different other Greek gods. And all the while, these people are saying, when you brought up science, it's a different science than what our ancestors was talking about. But if you get to talking about our ancestors that was actually talking about different sciences on how to map out the sky, they weren't giving a damn about no racism. You feel me? Because it wasn't nobody else to talk about. It was just them. So when we get to having these racist conversations of, hey, this white man science, you doing the same thing in reverse. You making it about somebody ethnic groups instead of dealing with the information.
We've dealt
you
with
can
the
disprove the information, we can move forward from there because we all should be still trying to learn. Because if we all had it together, we wouldn't even be humans to begin with.
So boom, right? You see how you say we don't all have it together, right? My question to you is this, right? What is the solution for black people to be on top again? Tell me.
Man, first work on yourself. That's what I just said. Stop acting like you got it all together. Daily work on yourself. Learn something new every day. Don't act like this book got all the answers.
Listen to me. Now you said work on yourself. A few minutes ago, you just said to the brother that if he leave his girl with you, something was gonna happen. Is that working on yourself?
Natural selection gonna happen. Exactly. She gonna naturally select me.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So
hey, you want to test it?
Listen.
You want to test the theory? That's what we do in science. We test the theory.
That goes to show your rebellious heart, and you can never gain. Hold on.
Bro, I don't need you to. No, I ain't no hold on.
Listen, that goes to show your rebellious heart.
I don't need you to spew your curses on me, but guess what? As soon as you spew them on me, that shit don't work. It's going right back to you.
I let you talk. So
you ain't let me do nothing. I was talking.
That goes to show your foolishness.
You believe in curses, but you don't believe in the Bible.
Right,
no, I said it don't work on me because I don't believe in curses.
Listen,
you
brother,
ain't listening.
Okay, this guy, bro.
It's gonna go right back to you because you know what I'm saying. It's gonna fall on dead ears.
Are you okay?
Here.
Are you okay? Are you on drugs? Are you smoking weed or something?
No, I'm sober. Sober living. You know something about that? Do you know something about that?
Bro, he got that same
get with your kids,
spirit, bro.
So
get with your kids and tell them to shut up.
So
but you don't got the authority over me.
By what he said, right? By what he said,
nor is this your panel.
It shows the foolishness, and he wouldn't know how to
gain
gain
more
love.
narratives.
He wouldn't know how to gain love. Can you be quiet, bro? Respectfully.
Can you address the information and not create narratives?
I'm trying to address the information, but you keep fucking talking, bro.
But you don't know me as a person to create narratives.
All right, so just be quiet, bro. I'm gonna let you in.
I will when you address the information. I'll listen for that.
Right? What I'm saying is this: is that just as how you know he's dealing in a foolish like nature. And this is how you know that he can't. This is how you know that he can't gain love from his brethren to fix shit because he's on something else.
My brother, I need brotherly love.
What did you just say to this?
More suspect shit.
What did
nah,
you
but
just
bro,
say to the
he said that. Listen. What he did was he personalized.
I'm leaning on the love.
He went. Listen. He went to the woman. You know why he went to the woman? Because every woman he ever been with,
that's what
heterosexual men do, bro. So you internalized.
We build our women.
Shut up, God, mind. Let him
and
talk.
what you go through. But you want to know something, brother? You want to know something? At the end of the day, bro, what we're teaching. At the end of the day, all nations are gonna come to the point of learning this truth. One way or the other.
Man, you know, one way or the other. Opportunity.
Not this
hey,
one.
You know, the same stuff that y'all do.
He definitely
people
got a spot
see
for him,
American planes, like, you know, people that ain't came in contact with other civilizations, they see American planes, and once they see that USA and they leave after they drop their little sandwiches and Bibles off to these people, you know what they start doing? Walking around preaching about how the USA is God. Like, that's how y'all sound right now. Like, you're so lost.
That's coming from a person. That's coming from an individual like yourself with a lack of understanding.
If we're so lost, right? Give me perfect instructions on how the so-called Black African American man can be back on top again and not the tail of any other nation.
I just told you, black ass. Work on yourself. Stop depending on some shit that you don't know to be true to begin.
God mine.
Yo, work on yourself. Yo, Prince, work on yourself and serve the master according to his understanding.
I don't think he know how to do it now.
Hold on, the host was trying to say something. I think he wanted me to see language. Is that what you was going to say, OG?
I don't think you know how to do it, bro. I think your way of trying to get black people to rise up again is sleep with their wives, like you just said out your mouth.
Yeah, the facts. He has an adulterous spirit. Yo,
I think your way is to be disrespectful to people online, because that's all you keep doing.
And that's
Why
fine.
you gotta,
I get a kick out of it.
That's fine with you.
I like disrespecting fools.
Hey man, you show your face in a weird way, my G.
That lets me know that you are one. Discourse with the ignorant man, the same way you discourse with the sage.
The energy that I got. The energy that I got is not energy that I wouldn't show none of you in real life. I'm just saying.
That's a fact. But we on the app right now, so that's why they take advantage of it. You feel me? They take advantage of that.
Real life.
Wait, so you think I won't be yelling at you in real life? Of course I'll be yelling at you and screaming at you. What you gonna do about it?
And guess what I'm gonna be doing?
Walmart, man. All mayhem.
That's what you gonna do, God, man.
I'm gonna be laughing at you.
That's a fact.
I'm gonna be laughing at you.
Let's do a reset,
But if
guys.
you argue with a
Y'all
fool in
corny,
public,
man.
you can't
Y'all
tell
real
the
corny.
difference.
Let's start from
I'm really
scratch.
about to start dragging these niggas for coming up here being ghetto and disrespectful.
Man,
I love it.
That's no intellectual discourse. All y'all keep doing is throwing insults around. Y'all not right. Y'all believe in that fuck ass book that's been corrupted.
And you and your fucking
but hold on. And the thing is, you go around insulting people behind it. You don't have to insult people behind it. You don't have to insult people behind it, though.
Right.
That's your character. That's you. That's something you got to work on.
What you mean? Y'all got the feminine insults, bro.
Feminine insults. We try not to insult your bitch ass, period. Bitch ass nigga. The fuck out of here.
That don't work.
I'm tired of you corny ass niggas up here being disrespectful. Anybody else want to be disrespectful?
Damn, you got rid of Prince like that?
Niggas get the fuck out of here, man. Since niggas don't want to talk like adults.
Right. We gotta.
I'm tired of fucking babysitting you bitch ass niggas, man. I got my own fucking kids.
We can have a conversation. We don't gotta like narrate each other. And
gotta babysit the whole time I'm on this show with these two.
Right. We gotta have decorum. We got to.
I can't even sit the phone down for 2 seconds because they so disrespectful.
Nah, those the fools you got on your panel.
You again, you see how you insulted somebody.
What y'all up here insulting the creator? So what's up?
We said you're disrespectful. That's not an insult. You
no. I'm not speaking about that.
Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
We're talking about the people,
Stop playing
the individuals.
with me, man.
Yeah, we're not talking about nobody's God. We're just talking about the people, the speakers, the representatives of the God. And I would say I speak for myself. If I was I'm a believer, and I carry myself. I carry myself such. And I think for whoever subscribes to some higher power in their own perspective, it should convey some kind of decorum, even when you're under a so-called attack, if you will. You should be able to withstand and have the spiritual or the religious or the holy, whatever you want to, fortitude to withstand attack, absorb attack, deflect wounds, deflect weapons and spears, verbal spears, personal attack, ad hom. You should have your you should have your Teflon. The Lord should have given you a Teflon coat to wear for such occasions. And if I'm not mistaken, and I used to be a Christian, and I went through the degree of Islam, Sunni Islam, and a few others, and all these holy books do talk about wearing some kind of spiritual armor or whatever from the respective God. I'm not hearing too much spiritual armor in here.
Yeah, and see, the thing is, I'm not biased. I don't care what they believe in. It's the disrespect. Because if it was an atheist disrespecting people, I'm gonna get on their ass. Like,
yeah, I don't play that. Right.
And I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of babysitting you grown ass men.
Right.
You ain't babysitting none of us over here, homie.
You still talking crazy?
I think that's the last of it, guys. I think we're okay. We're okay. I wanted to see what Monster. I don't know if Monster is in the back chilling. I want to see if Israel want to come up. See if you guys want to touch ambient genesis against reverse creationalism, or even, or you think we're going in the future? I mean, it's undergoing a lot of change right now across all.
Yeah, I could tell y'all. According to y'all disobedience, some of us. If you don't hearken to the law, statutes, and commandments, you're gonna be going to the grave, brother.
That's it.
Your fear mongering isn't going to get us to convert.
It ain't fear mongering.
Just go get some proof. We don't care. We don't care. Go get some
Are
proof.
you not going to die?
We don't care about you and your fear mongering.
Yo, host, you too emotional, brother.
No, you're the emotional
You got a
one.
lot
You just
of
said we're
estrogen
going
in
to
you
the
right
grave.
now, brother.
You just said we're going to the grave.
Yeah, do you
bitch
Listen,
ass
knowledge.
nigga.
Hold on, knowledge. These the same individuals that hold on. These the same individuals that didn't believe Noah, and when the flood came, they died. Just get off the panel.
Man, I wasn't alive during them times, but y'all act like y'all
we
not
won't
gonna
condemn
die,
anybody.
bro.
We would just stand there as our own
They
example.
talk about these 2,000-year-old dead men like they know them. You going off of man, be quiet. Y'all, I would be so
I won't
embarrassed
condemn
to be
anybody
y'all.
because if we got our own statutes and our own values wrong, we would be standing in the pit of it as we speak today while we're still physically alive. See, you don't have to physically die to die. You know, and that's spoke of in the scriptures too as well.
Like,
you know,
according to the scriptures, like the reason why we suffering is because we don't follow.
You think you slick, Debo?
So it's like, I mean, who are the people that's suffering to tell other people they wrong? You feel me? Like, and why would you subject yourself?
That's a valid point. That's a valid question. Like, what are we really dealing with? Right. Facts.
Yeah, but why would you subject
we can't stand down and cool off and reset that. What are we believing in? Yeah, like, you know, right. Like, what's your social power? What are you got you up here like this? Right.
Why would you subject yourself to a teaching that says your own existence is a sin? Like, think about that. Like, at what point do you wake up and say, you know what? I don't think this was created for me. Like, why would somebody create me only to tell me my existence is a sin? Like, I'm an abomination. Like, that's crazy.
Like he was having second thoughts. But I mean,
man, he did say at one point he repented that he made man. Like,
right.
Like, I mean, this is me having love for my people for real. Like, I mean, I can get on any logical conversation with people as well as I can think outside the box and so to speak, be on something that may seem delusional to somebody, meaning having belief or faith that something is gonna happen. But when it comes to certain parts that I can't agree with, I'm gonna be honest and say, like, no, I'm not gonna sit here and subject myself to think that I'm an abomination to think anything good gonna come from me. Like, if you're a sin, your existence is a sin, why do you think you're gonna even have a good life in this one or the next one?
Yeah, I've heard that similar assertions before, that some would say if the God is so perfect, why would he illustrate a mistake, a possible mistake if he's perfect, which produces a kind of angle for conversation. He almost alluded to admitting he made a mistake, right? I mean, I've heard that.
I heard a man say, if you're trying to prove that your creator exists, who created that motherfucker? I mean, who created him?
Yes, that's an interesting question. Line of questions, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with having questions. You feel me?
Right.
Like,
And that's the problem with the teleological argument, and that's what I was trying to explain to them. But then, since they don't have a response, all they can do is say, "You're a fool. You're ignorant." Like, start insulting people, and then come back with some evidence or something. What is wrong with y'all, man?
The craziest part is there's nothing wrong with.
Right. Go ahead.
I got me popping off like I ain't no pit out here too.
I see, man. My boy bring out the pit. He got pissed off. I'm gonna show these guys what the hell.
What you was saying, no love?
Oh yeah, I was just saying that I don't think there's anything wrong with just being like, I don't know, I'm not sure, or even just saying I don't agree or I don't believe. Right. But I feel like the purpose of a debate is to like give credence to why you don't or why you disagree. I think that's the whole purpose of what we're trying to do.
Yeah, facts. That's facts. I don't got no disagreement with that.
Yeah, I see somebody saying they had a response. They had a lot of responses. It was the disrespect that they kept putting in with it that I wasn't gonna tolerate.
And I heard a lot of
and I run a real high decorum platform on YouTube, and I'm crossing over to here, and it's gonna stay the same. I pay my debaters $50 win, lose, or draw. We got a $500 tournament. I'm not playing with nobody. If y'all want to go do that, go do it somewhere else.
Right.
If you can't respect one another, don't come over here. Go where the kids play. You don't need to be with the intellects.
and to the and religious guys who just kept shooting down, shooting down science. I mean, I'm a theist myself, but I have to subscribe to some degree of science. I can't absolutely negate the science and everything there within. I mean, we do have physical bodies down here, for crying out loud. That's doing a lot of shit, a lot of things. There's a lot of activity. Okay, some seen and some not. All right, there's no absolute, so we can control our body, but there's part of our body function that we don't control. Just to follow the logic. And so it's not going to go, no, it's, at any rate, but just on the basic physical aspect, science, there's laws that we bringing in oxygen, we're expelling gases, we waste so much. There's a lot of intrinsic activity going on that need to be tracked and traced. See, there's a lot of things going on in our immediate environment, along with I wouldn't say worship science. I wouldn't say worship, and moreover, and I would say this to the atheists. I'm not saying that to say go worship logic. I'm not going to do that either, because we end up going into AI, which we're going into. That's we can get into something that's leading to show how far off the track we fell off from, worshiping our own intellectualism, our own calculations to an nth degree to no end, and look where it's leading us. Something to say to a hell you've never even seen before on this planet, and I would have to agree, given the trends we're seeing. So I'm not going to go fully into that direction either, but I wouldn't necessarily just throw science away in a nutshell. What's up, brother?
No, I was just gonna say, I think what you could possibly mean is what I'm gonna say. I think what you could possibly mean when you say don't worship your intellect, because just like when you get into professions, there's different jargon, right?
Right.
So when you get to talking about religious standpoints, you're gonna use words like worship, believe, and faith. You know what I'm saying? But religion doesn't necessarily have a corner of the market on it. So when you're trying to transition or identify with somebody else's thought point, you're going to speak from that standpoint. But nobody who I've talked to, right, when they get to talking about science, they don't believe in science. Science, to put it in simplest form, is a way to take account and get to know what's going on around you. You know what I'm saying? To be able to put it down on paper or pinpoint it. To where it's like
in its purest form, right? With the good intent, right? What you write, I would say in its purest form, you're right. And I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, brother. Listen.
And then if I had to compare that to what's being depicted in the Bible, I'm saying that loosely. What's being depicted in the Bible is correlations of people supposedly having interactions with a God, or what they're. Somebody into a gang, or trying to force somebody to believe something so you feel validated. Like, it really ain't that. Like, for the most part, what I see that makes me look to science for certain instances, not to say I worship science, right, but to look to science to try to prove something by a scientific method, it's so I could pass it down to my child in a way that they could even understand and apply it. Whereas, like, if we be for real, the concept of God is illogical. You know what I'm saying? It's unseen. Logic is what you can see is tangible. You feel me? There's certain things within science that are illogical. Like, when you get to breaking down physics without actually testing it, a lot of that is not seen. You can't see that with your naked eye, a lot of that stuff. So, like, if people really wanted to come across the table, we could come across the table. But when it gets to the point of what we were just discussing, like, narrating each other's character when you don't know a person just because you're feeling a little embarrassed by what you don't know and refuse to admit, that's when it get crazy.
Yeah.
And then when people match your energy and you get even more irate, it's like, what you expect? Like, you gonna tell me I'm borderline gay, and then when I tell you your old lady, I'm just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I call them all absolutes. I always write a loose. I always leave the door open. I'll never close my doors and windows to my philosophical house. indicating I have all the answers. Always leave the window. Always leave the window up just a little bit, an inch. Maybe leave the door cracked a little bit, the back door, the side door, porch. In my opinion, to prevent an absolute. Now, when you get into these kind of conversations that we hear from others who may not have that kind of degree, that pedigree of perspective in that way. Some would say the higher perspective or a more adept at articulating themselves. That you will hear absolutes, man. You will hear people beating you across the head with your perspective. You will hear motherfuckers, man. They take a club, they make a club out of that shit, bro.
And that's the worshiping of the intellect. That's the worshiping of the intellect that I think
worshiping where I ride, whatever issue, but whatever perspective we stand on. If you could tell a person when they worship their perspective, whether it's the atheist or the science, you know, whether it's the religious guy, man, you can hear it. It's a correct. It's 0.5. What is the measurement of the moon? What's the weight of the moon? It's 0.545 quadrillion septotons.
Like
they put a big T on the end. And that is correct. That person is worshiping, in my opinion. And so, I'll go ahead and say this: the atheists, excuse me. The atheists don't really, they have really, and the atheists, I would say this to them, I wouldn't say have an absolute perspective on the definition to what actually worship is. It's not necessarily all, you don't know all, there's many infinite ways to worship something. There's many infinite ways to worship. It's not just solely captured absolutely within the confines of Abrahamic religion, right? We're more broad-minded than that, even as an atheist, who I respect. I want to say that as well. As a believer myself, I would say I respect the atheists. What would be to say that first point about what's to worship? You can worship many different things. It could be money, women, a combination thereof, your job. Religion can take on many forms. And whoever runs that point that you worship would be the God in that particular religion. And it comes with text, a building, and everything, clothes, all kinds of stuff. You better worship women. You're going to dress a certain way. You're going to spend money a certain way. You're going to read online different blogs. That's your scripture. You know, how to do other players. They write books. You read different. You know, you watch certain TV. You entertain yourself. You hang around certain people. They're contributing. That's touching and agreeing. That's service. You in church service in that context. See, and you guys meet places at the club. That's church. You put wherever you touch and agree at, meaning that's old school for saying wherever you guys get together and ruminate and come up with new ideas of how to run these HOEs and that if you worshiping women and money and all the pot, whatever that influence that come within that, then we need to dress you up. When you go to church, you wear certain clothes. You got certain clothes, you got your cologne on, whatever, you got your car, you gotta have a nice car if you're a player. So you kind of worship it. It requires, like we see the pastor have a nice car. So you got your car part of your belief system, see? Now religiously you might be atheist. But by all by all means, you worship more than any Christian in many other ways. See, I can go into many different areas that explain you can worship your degree. Some atheists go to school, have earned PhD, worship their degree, and the prestige there within. You can go on and on with that. This stuff is comprehensive. It's not a hard line, one thing absolute or another. It's a collage. It's multifaceted worship, and that's why I don't go absolute with nothing. I got a terminal degree. You know what I'm saying? I got, a few things, but I don't worship any of that. So I'm a believer. I don't worship it. I know the source is there, but I'm not going to lose my mind and go blind because it's there, right? What's up?
Breathe. I think the new brother just came up on the panel, wanted to address something you probably said before he lose that thought.
Oh, yeah. What's up? Yeah, go ahead.
What up, y'all?
What's up, humble?
What up with it, gang?
Talking about, believing and, knowing. I'm more myself. I'm a type of person, I like to transmute my beliefs into knowings. And if I can't do that, then, leave them by the wayside.
Right.
I like to be my own scientist of life, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? Going to other people, trying to figure out what things is, that's all fine and dandy. But true knowing come from personal experiences. You see what I'm saying? And so, when it comes to beliefs, we got beliefs about things, but me personally, I feel like our beliefs should be limited to things that are at least rational, right? And so things that we can't verify or test for right now, but we know with the tools we have. But we know somewhere down the future, we're going to be able to gain the tools to one day test this, to see if this belief is going to be falsified or is going to be validated.
Right.
With God, I don't ever see that being a valid thing. Like, people are going to be believing in God until the end of time. There's never going to be a state in where religious people finally say, yes, we know God. We ain't got to believe no more. So that's my issue with belief.
It's funny. It made me think about a song I did like 10 years ago. I said, they say that when you die, you go to heaven or hell, but nobody I know that made it back to tell. So it's just like, okay, I hear y'all. Like, we gonna see, but cool.
Hey, I agree with you on that one. And something I think about too, host. I got a lot of people that they be messing with me about my diet, right? Which is funny because we done been so programmed to the point eating right is considered a diet. But I be like, darn, I would like the bet child on who gonna live the longest or who gonna have the better quality of life, but you probably not gonna outlive me for me to cash in. You know what I'm saying? Or like by the time you die, I'm not gonna really want that money type shit. Like that'd be messed up trying to go to their kids like, hey, you know your daddy bet me you're gonna outlive
Show
me.
up to the funeral. Be like, hey, he owed me some money.
I'm gonna need that bread. But yeah, like you gotta leave that room for trial and error to actually test certain things. Cause I guess for me, the wall started to break down because I'm from the South, so you know that's like Bible Belt. When it came time for me to have my first child, you feel me? And all the stuff that they was teaching me, it's like I don't really want to pass this on to my child, and I really can't prove it. I can't actually, you know what I'm saying, break it all the way down to where I know it's something that if I pass this on to them, their life gonna be just 10 times better, or you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a progression. So it was just like it was one of those, like I didn't immediately turn my back. I literally was searching the scripture, really getting into it myself, like, and I actually started off as a youth minister, like at the age of 14, 15. So, and my parents was preaching. So it's not like I'm coming from a background of I don't even know nothing about it, let alone being around people who went to theologian schools or none of that type of stuff. Like people don't even know it's a such thing as esoteric or exoteric to even like try to understand that certain people are giving you the word or the Bible from a certain perspective that they feel like you can handle. So while you calling people fools, the people who even gave you that felt like you couldn't even handle the truth. So they gave it to you from a perspective is like you would do handling somebody with kid gloves. So when you get to calling somebody else a fool, it's like, come on, bro. And then you start doing the history on how this so-called text got in the hands of certain people. A lot of that came on the end of like, you ever heard that saying heads or roll? Like they leaders' heads got cut off, meaning they cut them off from the way of thinking that they actually was bred on, actually existed and progressed their civilization on, and told them, you gonna follow this, so we're gonna cut your head off too. And one of them got so strong about it to the point they made it the symbol of their religion. If you look at some of the Islamic symbols, they show the sword. Like don't forget you're gonna believe this or else. And then you think about how do you worship? You get on your knees. That's like, man, come on, bro. They're like begging for your life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't come on the end of nothing other than war. So when you break down that word worship, you know, and then the etymology go down to worship. So it's like you ready to go to war behind this. And the people that went to war behind that, that's the reason why everybody knows something. If you're a part of a large civilization or a body of people, you know about this religion because somebody, man, they off somebody in your family for you to be on that. Like, you go back far enough, they off somebody in your family for you to be on that. And that sounds crazy. Like, and I don't limit myself with that just when it comes to religion. I got family members that was in the streets, I myself, to the point when I got to the bottom of that information, I was like, hey, bro, y'all come after me, it's gonna be a problem. Because I just found out this ain't what's up. This was forced on us. And if you continue to force this on me, you're gonna have to deal with it. And that was so off-putting to them to the point they ain't bothered me on that. Next thing I know, they coming around to it themselves. Of course, it took some of them to age out for them to put that stuff down. But like, when it comes to me speaking on from my perspective, I always tell people my sincerity is my credential. I'm not gonna tell you to do nothing I ain't already. And for a lot of people that's propagating or professing stuff, a lot of that stuff you not living, man. You talking about what somebody else did. And just because you keep talking about it, you acting like you actually living. But you ain't had to go up against no government like, the people in the Bible was supposedly going up against their government at the threat of death. If they told them people today, bro, if they don't put that darn book down, man, we gonna take out your whole family. I wonder how many people still to be on it. More than likely not, none of them. Because everybody and their mama is going along with this system right now just to survive. And when dare speak on it. Matter of fact, your religious groups, they get paid not to speak against it. So when people get to acting like they on that rah-rah, if you see me in public, all that, like, bro, I'm gonna laugh at you, bro. Like, you're gonna be even more mad. Like that, you know what I'm saying? That ain't what this is about. Like, we really trying to better ourselves. Like I said, he said, what's best for our people? Bettering yourself, working on bettering yourself. You figure out something you don't know today, figure out and how to get the information and actually apply it. Don't just learn the information
Yeah.
just so you can spew it out, but actually apply that shit. And then once you apply it so much to the point you needed some progression on that, be man or woman enough to progress on that. But you can't be so rigid in your ways that you willing to die for something that it don't even serve a purpose in your life no more.
Hey, Sadiq, what's his
I could actually agree with that. Because older me probably would have responded a lot differently to like certain things that I hear on this platform and everything. But now that I've been working on, things like emotional intelligence and all these things that we learn as we grow older, or we should learn, right? That's why I gave that perspective to both of them earlier, because it wasn't really about like who was wrong or who was right. It's just like keep the conversation going.
Facts. Facts. And I mean, everybody's house is incomplete at the end of the day. We got different, they're in different stages of construction. Some of us are missing different bricks, and I can tell a puzzle. We got a unique picture of life, but our puzzle pieces are, we got different pieces to this puzzle, same puzzle. How you put it together is going to vary between us because we have different lives. We're individuals. We're different ages. We live in different addresses, different cities. No absolute. Hell, the hair on, y'all can take anybody on here and show you the hair on your head. Each hair is has one hair. There's no other hair. You can pull off one hair on your head, man. And one hair has more keratin in it than all the rest of them, or less. Has more water in it or less than the others. A little more darker pigment or less than the others. The height of it is different from the others, from hair to hair, right? The width of it. The weight, how much it weighs. The location on the head. This one come from over here. Notice how here have their own unique plot on the scalp. They have different locales like we do. See, this is like perspective. Likened to the sunshine in the sky. Notice the light don't just shine in one direction. It shines at all 360 degrees, Jack, at the same time. The ancients knew that. That's what made them so brilliant. They weren't dummies like some of us think, particularly in the Abrahamic beliefs. They think these guys are idiots, the ancient world guys. These guys had it right. Right? Some would say arguably better than they got it out. Look at the condition of the planet. Some, these guys will say, well, that's because the commandments were thrown out, whatever. At any rate, we could agree that there was a great degree of wisdom there. See? And so, so much to say on that kind of stuff, man. So much, so much. It's like this is shining in one direction from the sun. See? And there's just so much to say about that hair. It has some have more oxygen and some have more nitrogen in it. It has more protein in it. It has more. We'd be here forever about one hair and how different it is from the others. Your pinky, got two pinkies. One pinky is wider than another, it's longer than another, has more bone, is a little more dense than one than the other. The fingerprint is different on one for the other. Has more melanin in it. That's less. One has less, slightly less. They look very close, but it's very minute differences, right? So pinky has more blood than the other at any given moment. One is a little drier than the other. One's had a little more vitamin C and all of the different infinite amounts of minerals and nutrients. It always varies. This is how the mind works. See, and that's the source of my God as I understand it. I'm a believer. I look at the God as a mind. Some people, I think Jazz said, no, somebody make a comment, so you think about before you do anything, you got to think about it. And I agree. Jazz like, no, you don't. And I would love to hear him explain that one. But how you do something without thinking about it. I would love to hear that. The logic of that would be hilarious, but you never did answer it. But when I asked him repeatedly, I said, man, I want to hear you explain that. How you do anything without thinking about it first.
Okay, so that's when, everybody was talking over each other because I was trying to ask you if it was like idealism, but now I think you just kind of answered that. It don't sound like idealism. I thought you were saying that, like, essentially the universe wouldn't exist without thought. I thought that's what you were saying.
Pretty much, right. Yeah, everything to some regard. Now, how we wouldn't be able to understand it with just rely just pretty much just on your perspective. How far out can we see? What degree? Thought. Thought determines everything.
Oh, that is a thing. So
even in the biblical aspect, there's a biblical aspect make God's better what say, oh no, man, God just does it. It thinks of this stuff before it does it. Even before physical creation, it exists. I'm speaking for them. I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. The God existed before it created. They wouldn't disagree with that. It was there in some form before physicality. Its result of physicality became evident like into a brainchild and gave birth to its thought process, made manifest in the physical world. This is how the religious guy's supposed to talk, in my opinion. You want guys who's atheists and other guys of the like and other people from, you want them to resonate and hear some of the things you say. We don't want to hear this endless scripture, man. We've been reading them scripts. A lot of us come from Christian back. We've been reading them scripture, man, for 20, 30 years, man, sometime longer. We don't want to hear that. We don't keep wanting to hear that shit.
Yeah, but even with that argument, though, we would just, my bad, what you saying?
Go ahead. No, go ahead, brother.
I was about to say, even with that argument, like we would probably just ask what then created that creator. So it would probably become circular because there's obviously the belief is going to be that the creator has no creator.
Now, in their, they would probably, that's what they would say. They would say the creator, it's a standalone authority or whatever, whatever. And that's like, to me, that would be considered an absolute, like until what I would say to the atheists. Oh, yeah. If there's no higher power to your reality, you're fixed in your absolute as it stands in that context, in that philosophy. You were dealing with a closed-ended system. See, always leave the door open. I trust as we live, we'll see. Some may not. Some have. I think we'll grow in our own right wherever we are. Because the religious guy says it's a ceiling on authority. It's an absolute ceiling on the mind. I disagree. I disagree all day. Nothing's absolutely closed-ended in any regard, in my opinion. It's always open. Physics says there's no such thing as creation. Not absolutely, but it only changed form. So there's no creator. There's energy that would break the law of thermodynamics. My religious zealots, see, so there is creator. There's not creator per se, right? Because the energy creator doesn't die either. If you're not born, you don't die. If you don't die, if you can't die, then you weren't born. Go both ways, my brother. And so that you just rearrange. I mentioned the analogy to a car being made by Ford, brand new 27. That car, man, it's a new arrangement. It's a new arrangement of material that's older than time itself. See,
everybody, double tap the screen. Do me a favor and share the live. They got me a restriction on this one, so share the live for me. I don't know all the bullying they were doing. They got me 3 restrictions. It's crazy.
Really?
Back to you, John.
Damn, man. I hope they get. They win it. Yeah, but I don't know, man. And then those guys, man. What about A1? Do you think some of the those weird guys kicking in, they could have set off some of them flags too, maybe, huh?
Say that again. What do you think set off
some of those weird? We had a series of weirdos kicking in with all kind of inflammatory stuff.
Yeah, I wanted
that's what I think. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So just share the live if you can. Share the live to a friend.
I shared about 5 times with the fam. For sure, brother. Appreciate you, man. We all appreciate, man. We never too beyond ourselves to appreciate and show mutual, man. We all call hell. A lot of us have similar lineages, man. We call hell as black folks out here, man. But all of our families did, man. I don't see an enemy, none of my family, regardless of where they stand. You always stand back off your perspective. You don't go absolute with your perspective, if only to maintain a relationship with the family on here and others that you have yet to meet. You don't ever sacrifice and cut each other off just because of shit you believe, right? That doesn't make any sense. Where's the growth in that? Are you building or destroying? Where you from, right? Where you from? You destroying it? What do you know? You don't know anything, see? And so that's how people lose disrespect. If you stand so strong on our stuff, you destroying everywhere. You don't know anything. And that's what I say to wherever we are on certain sides of this stuff. What kind of position you stand on? If you can't be scrutinized, you got to burn the room down. Right? You got to burn the whole damn house down because somebody don't just believe everything to the T, you know what I'm saying, to what you say. Who do you think you are? All right. And so, and the absolutes is just hideous. Lost. And you'll lose the ear of people. People won't want to listen to you no more. I say that to the religious guys. People don't want to listen to them. And also the absolute real atheist guys who worship science and the scientists and all this and their findings, which constantly got to be updated, right? Even in the science world, you know. But.
Sorry about that. There's a dog. Hey, can I go ahead and jump on this? I do want to make quick work of this. I'll summarily prove.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Pumpkin.
So what it is life is going to be the arrangement of nucleotides encapsulated in lipids that tell the cell to metabolize and self-replicate. And these structures, like a lot of, I'll go through the kind of like the Q points of a lot of atheists like to say, well, we found the building blocks in space. Yeah, we found the building blocks in space. But I'll grant you this. Let's take what we found in space and let's fill the entire ocean with it. Let's fill the entire ocean with fat. Because we didn't find the building blocks in space. We found proteins in space. We also need fat and sugar. And if you say, well, we found those in space, okay, well, look how generous I'm going to be. Let's fill the entire ocean with fat, sugar, and protein. That's what makes life. And I'm just going to presume everyone knows that. Of course you knew that, right? We learned that in high school. Now, or middle school, actually. And then, so this massive ocean of this stuff, that's not life. What life is, imagine Keanu Reeves in the movie Speed, and we're on this bus, right? And you look down, and I'm like, what's this bus? This bus has to keep moving for it to be life. And it needs an engine. That's the metabolism. It needs the frame of the bus. That's the lipid or the fat encapsulation. And it's going to need, the proteins, of course, tell the sugars. It's going to need the sugars and stuff. But just consider this for this bus analogy. Hurtling down the road, we're in a bus. The wheels on the bus go round and round. The wheels are moving. The engine's burning gas, metabolizing, and we're encapsulated, right? Well, in order to have life, you can't have one without the other. And you also have a logistics problem. You not only have to have these proteins. This is what I'm trying to get you to visualize the odds of this kind of life happening on its own. You have to imagine like a gust of wind or earthquakes bouncing all these particular nucleotides. So it's not just any old protein. It has to be particular into a certain order, and that telling this glob of cell to start eating and turning into and fucking moving, and then that turned into us. But by the way, a long time, by the way, evolution is true. But once you've studied the science, which I have for over 18 months, it becomes very, very apparent. This is what science isn't going to tell you, that life didn't begin on its own. That's a category error. It can't. What it's going to tell you is this: life beginning on its own is extremely, extremely unlikely. And the more we learn about the cell, not that the cell is getting more advanced, just that we're learning more about the cell, we know it's more and more unlikely. And by the way, science can't, it's just, you have to understand what science does. We can't, and by the way, we have to keep looking we have to presume God doesn't exist, basically, in science, because we can't invoke the supernatural in academia, and that's a good thing. So we got to say, all right, well, life began through a natural process, but here's the problem, guys. That's why they keep bringing up Miller-Urey. Well, we know there's chances of it. Miller-Urey, they found an amino acid. Again, I've been generous enough to give you a notion of amino acids. That we can find amino acids in a useless sludge, and that's as far as they've gotten in 70 years. So these clowns are making money of you. Richard Dawkins sold 3 million copies of his book, The God Delusion. Sam Harris, Lawrence Cross, his disgrace of a book, a universe from nothing, which his own peers said, you didn't say a universe from nothing, dipshit. And still to this day, people say a universe from nothing, Lawrence Krauss, and people are laughing at him. And then of course Hitchens passed away. So the four horsemen are all irrelevant or dead, or soon to be dead, and they're all soon to be. And atheism loses. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Anybody got it? Go ahead. Go ahead,
I was just gonna say, even with those arguments, they still can't prove God exists. I don't really get the hype about the money being spent when churches are scamming people every day. How can you prove anything?
Well, hold on. You don't see the what that infers. If life didn't begin on its own, that means something smart like us did it. We know that something smart like us synthesized that RNA. Pretty cat.
That's an assumption. That's your assumption.
No, it's not an assumption. I'm telling you, after 18 months of hard study, I've studied and you haven't. Can we just
Sure.
let's get that out of the way?
That too. It's another assumption. So what created us?
We're on to step 2. You guys believe in God now?
What created us? So is
Do you believe in
belief
God
required
now?
to know this?
No.
Belief is required to know this answer, right? Because you really don't know. You're assuming again.
No, we know. We're certain God exists. I just explained it to you.
Okay, so
there's one in
where is he?
There's a 1 in
how
power to
have
the
you
900
observed?
chance that
Sure.
that our Lord doesn't exist, which is astronomically
more
absurd.
assumptions. Right. Awesome. Now, where is this God?
I'm not having this conversation with him for you,
Of course you
Pre-Cat.
can.
But anyway,
because
that's
this
what
is
it
the
is.
dead end of
There's-
this silly argument.
I'll have
There's-
this
no, we
conversation
can
with
go
you.
on, but I mean,
Pretty cat.
I just want to. We all admit that God exists. No one's going to address the data that nucleotides don't float around.
No, I got you.
Because
I
of a
got
gust
you.
of wind and
God-
magically turn into life.
I got you, bro.
Because that's not a joke.
I got you.
I'm telling you, they're making money off of you. The Richard Dawkins, Joel Meets, Thinker, they're making a buck off ya.
I'm gonna tell you where God
Suckers,
is.
and I'm here. I'm
gonna tell
to
where-
help you, Titans.
Pumpkin. I'm gonna tell you where God exists. God exists in the imagination and nowhere else.
I'm going to tell you what it is. Can I really go into hardcore rant? I'm going to speak my mind. So you
Wait. Before you
I
go on
wanna
a
see
rant,
a
let's
picture.
pass it around. You already went on one rant,
All right,
and
all
Pretty
right,
Cat only
all
got a
right.
few sentences in.
Now,
Did you want to go on a rant, Pretty Cat, before he goes on another one?
No, I'm not. I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave it for passing the Pretty Cat.
He doesn't have any evidence. He just has a whole bunch of assumptions and nonsense to spread. So he already bowed out of having a conversation with me. I'll let him pass.
Okay, go ahead then, Pumpkin. All right.
All right, so I want you to imagine an overweight, uneducated, Midwestern Christian man, and he's walking around. He's just oblivious. Like, we know the Bible is not the word of God. We know there's errors in the Bible. Blah blah blah. He doesn't know yet, but he's certain. And dumb people are really arrogant too. So he's real arrogant and stuff. And then he converts to atheism. Now, all the things I said, he's overweight, he's stupid, he's uneducated, he's lazy, but now he's an atheist. There's no difference. You still have to put in the work. And a lot of these people, they think, well, now my new identity, that's what they like to parade around. I don't care about your new identity. I'm an atheist. Well, I don't care about that, the politics or your identity as an atheist. You're still a lazy, fat, stupid ninja. Understand? Nothing's changed. You're not smart now that you stop believing. Actually, belief in God was the only thing you had right. You just couldn't hold on to it, and you didn't pray. When you used to believe in God, you didn't pray. You worried and you hated your enemies. You sat around and wanted to kill and think about how much you hated everybody instead of enjoying it. So fuck that. I feel for you, but it's, I don't really care for you because I can't. It's the ball's in your court. I got a book for you. It's The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes.
Anybody got a response or anything to contribute?
StreamYard.
He's not saying anything.
No, hold on.
His argument is he thinks that it's unlikely that basically biological evolution is unlikely, so God.
No, I fully accept biological evolution. That's a lie. I think that life did not begin through a natural process. I know for certain that a mind synthesized the RNA, DNA, what we call life, and got that engine started. Like I said, imagine a bus hurtling down I guess I didn't say this here. Imagining a bus hurtling down the road. You need the wheels. You have to have it all going at once. The engine has to be running at once. The wheels have to be turning. Well, the metabolism has to be going. The self-replication. We've got it down to a baseline to where, and you can't have the wheels turning. Imagine you can't have the
What's going to be our place in the world once he leaves office? That's a good question, man. I've been trying to think about that. I have no idea. Oh, you came up. I am culture. What's going on?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, what was that question? You said, no love. You say we want to see what our place in the world will be once Trump leaves office.
Yeah, that's what Culture. He just came up. That's what he was saying in the comment. He was asking in the comment.
Yeah, that's $1 million question. That's $1 million question. Wait, what do you think? I am Culture. What's the answer? What's your perspective on it?
I don't know. I think we're kind of schizophrenic. We're as far as I'm talking. I'm saying we. I'm just using that as loosely. As far as the direction this administration is going, it's kind of all over the place. Kind of rude, beat down, nothing makes sense. We kind of got 3 conflicts going on. Congress hasn't voted on any of them. Seems like we're kind of being led by the nose around by Israel. Everything seems kind of it's given a lot of credence to wag the dog and keep anything not to talk about everything. I just don't know. We're losing economically. We're losing political allies around the world. We're losing. It's just the real. And I really, to be honest with you, I can't say that I'm upset. I'm kind of glad that this nation is spiraling. It's gonna have to burn down to be built back up correctly. We can't expect the old system to work for us. I know I said a lot, but yeah, that's how.
Interesting. It's spiraling. It's for sure. I think most would agree in that regard. Some would say it's even an understatement.
Yeah, I somewhat actually disagree about it having to, like it being necessary for it to burn or be like in that sense in order to be rebuilt the correct way. I think we've had many opportunities throughout like years and everything to kind of like try to change things, but we all can't come to a collective accord and try to agree on some of the best things that we could do to better our society. But I think that was done purposefully though.
Yeah, there's so much to get into about that. A lot of moving parts there. A lot of moving parts just about what Brother I Am Culture said, and just other things just related to all of the different parts that he said. A lot of moving parts. Well, I guess Trump and crowd would call it. He's projecting his effort to make the country.
Yeah, I don't see how he's making it. I mean, but to throw it back at the brother that just spoke. I mean, we've been trying this particular way, this system for 400 plus years. And the biggest problem we have in our society is racism, education, and healthcare. And those, we can't solve those 3 issues. And to try to fix this current system is like pouring clean water in a dirty glass. This is just me speaking, what that looks like after this system, I don't know. I'm not going to act like I do. But I do know that I think this system that we're currently under, giving that somehow that this one person can legally drive a nation into the ground, I think it's time for a new system. I think it's almost like the system is begging to be changed because we see what we have and we see how fragile what we thought we had was. And like I said, I'm not really lamenting what's going on. It's just that it's kind of evident to see what's going on. Whether we think that it should be saved, whatever we thought we had should be saved or not. I just think it's just the beast is just eating its own face. And we're just happen to be on the ride, and there's nothing we can do but watch it crash. You ever seen somebody just crash out? You try to save them, try to talk to them. I just think we're on that course, and it's not a gloom and doom. I just think we're on the course, for that situation.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Okay, yeah, and I understand your point of view a little bit better. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. I also think a lot of the things, like, I mean, the signs was always there, so I definitely do feel like it seems like an inevitability at this point.
So what if I could ask you a question, sir? If there what about like let's just say hypothetically what I was saying was true. And let's just say hypothetically what part of what you're saying is true. If you could save anything or there's something that you feel is like that the current system is currently doing correctly, what would you save and bring from an old system that you would think would be an improvement or a necessity to a new system?
Yeah, I think so I don't think our system does many things right, but I do agree with some of our ideas. Like it one of the like that saying like it looked good on paper. I think if we actually gave people the power to vote and not have like all these loopholes that the people in positions of power always exploit, I think that would be an improvement to the system, if that kind of makes sense. I think that's one of those things. But I don't think it's very many, to be honest with you, though, because it's just so messed up, and it is so many ways to exploit it if you're somebody that has that intention.
Indeed. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the dialogue.
Of course, I appreciate the dialogue for everybody. I'm about to head up out of here. I'll catch y'all though.
Peace, peace. I am Culture. You want to tackle the front?
Peace, absolutely. Well, I agree with the prompt. The premise of it, as far as the mythology of the Jewish religion, of all religions. I'm sorry. So, yeah, I'm actually in agreement with the prompt. So, let me make sure I look at everything, make sure I read it properly. Yes. Yeah. So I'm in agreement with it. Those three major religions all kind of share the same God and prophets. I look at them, I view them all the same. All three of those religions, promote racism and, human bondage. Every last one of them. 3 POs and all that good stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if there's any, believers scrolling through, I wouldn't mind beating them up for 10, 15 minutes.
My bad. Y'all waiting on me or something? No. What did I mute out or something? Mic check. Can anybody hear me? Okay, I hear you. I am Culture. So okay, I'm making sure my headphones still working.
Knew that I was sick, so I had to stay patient. Taking over summer, nigga, tell me what's the bid. Heard you still cuffing, nigga, tell me what it is.